Alright, welcome to this 2000 points game of Warhammer 40,000 10th edition. This will be our first battle at full size. So 2000 points here, Blood Angels. They're going to take on Mike's Black Legion. So a classic matchup. Blood Angels have been an army that have been battered and torn asunder on our channel for many a year now. So a chance for them with a fresh edition of Warhammer 40,000 to do well. From the rules, and you can check out the review for the index on the channel, I think Blood Angels are pretty good. We'll see how well they do, though, in this game. They're up against Black Legion. Mike's Black Legion, a tough enough army for sure. But again, it's going to be experimental here with the new edition of 40k. So before I run through the list here for Blood Angels, gold level Patreons, a shout out to them and all the Patreon supporters. So at gold level, you get your name shouted out during our battle reports and then a Patronic dice to use at some critical point during the game. And when you join at gold level, you can let us know your allegiances, and then we can call out your dice. Make a relevant roll. For example, Blood Angels Ryan is one of the gold level Patreon supporters, and so his dice will be most appropriate at some crucial point in the game for the Blood Angels. So join us at gold level Patreon, let us know your allegiances, and then you can help with the dice rolls for our games. We also have silver level Patreons, which they get their names shouted out at the end of all of our battle reports, and then all the Patreon supporters, including those supporting at bronze, get their names shouted out at the end credits of all of our battle reports. So with Patreon support, it helps in three ways. It helps support the channel we do. Also, SSWG Wargames Club, I really got into wargaming as a youngster, and so it's a way of giving back to them. And then in a new venture as well, I've started a new army. It's Astra Militarum, and part of the donation that comes through each month with Patreon will go towards funding and creating a new Astra Militarum army. It's the garrison army of the channel. It's going to be a different colour scheme, different style to what James runs. It's be good to see another army of Astra Militarum being represented, but that'll be exclusively going through Patreon support. So join us on Patreon and you can help in those three ways. So link for that in the video description below. So for Blood Angels here, experimental game, keeping an eye on all of these units to see how well they do. This is exclusively Firstborn Space Marines. There's no Primaris stuff here at all. I still think from the rules that Firstborn seem alright. There's some very good units, but this will be a highly experimental battle for sure. So HQ choices, well, it's in no particular structure now, just with the new more liberal limitations now for 10th edition. So taking a captain, and this is units being drawn from the Blood Angels deck, but also the Space Marines deck of index cards as well. So a regular Space Marine captain. It's Captain Lazarus Dawnhammer being taken, the custom model there with the Age of Sigmar wings being taken. So for him, jump pack, the Relic Shield, which gives him an extra wound. He goes up to 6 wounds. And then he has a Thunderhammer as well. Artisan of War is the enhancement that's been given to him. So a 2-up armor save, and then his melee weapons, an extra AP -1 on those. Then taking a Chaplain. Across here in Terminator armor, Combi Bolter being taken, Combi Storm Bolter being taken for him, and then he takes Angel's Shard, which is anti-chaos 5+, and then Lance as well, so on the charge +1 to the wound rolls. Then I'm taking a Librarian Dreadnought. The rules have changed up for this. We'll see how well it does here with the new index. Then taking 10 Death Company Marines. Now, I believe I can take them all with Thunderhammers. That's what we're going to go with here. See how well that combination works. Now, I'm planning to perhaps run a Chaplain with jump pack with those. Models not painted yet, so we'll just see how they run by themselves. But there could be a possibility of characters being attached to those in the future. Sanguinary Guards, squad of 5. They'll act as they'll be joined by Lazarus. He's allowed to join them where he's Space Marine Captain with jump pack can go with Assault Marines, but if they're present in the army, I think that's the way it works, then he's then allowed to go over to the Sanguinary Guard. So he'll join those. They'll act as a bodyguard for him. 2 squads of 5 Assault Marines, or with bolt pistols and chainswords. A squad of Scouts with a heavy bolter. And then the dependable Assault Terminators here, Thunderhammers and Storm Shields. A regular Land Raider with all the options for that, and then out of storage, still looking fresh enough. Store my models away, I don't leave them out. I don't put them in cabinets, just keep them tucked away, and protected. So fresh enough here. Double bow predator. It's been a while since we've seen them. Fully equipped storm bolter, double heavy bolter, or 2 heavy bolters, and the twin assault cannon, which is alright for chewing through and trying to get mortal wounds coming through. It seems like the flamestorm cannons are better, but they're modelled with the assault cannons there, so we'll go with that. And hunter killer missile on each of those tanks being taken as well. So that's the list here for Blood Angels. We have Phoenix Lords and Autarchs. That's the top level support and channel membership. So if you want a bit more of your membership and a bit more support, then you can upgrade and go up to Exarch level, Autarch, and then at the very top is the Phoenix Lords. So Phoenix Lords, they get allocated to units for all of our battle reports, and you can follow unit around to see how well it gets on. So we have Longbow BB onto the Bow Predator across here. Then we have Mephisto onto the Death Company. Ray Cross is going to be Librarian Dreadnought for this battle. Paint Licker's Paint Pot is a Blood Angels player, so we've put him onto Captain Lazarus for this battle. His bodyguard will be Vagabond with the Sanguinary Guard. BPP Wargamer, who's also a Blood Angels player, onto the Assault Terminators. Michael Fryer, Die-Hard Space Marine player, onto the Land Raider. And then Peter Grant, as loyal to the Emperor as James, he goes onto the Chaplain here for this game. So that's Phoenix Lords allocated. Got a couple of Autarchs as well. That gets you allocated to individual models, usually like a squad leader. So Midnight Miniatures, again, is a Blood Angels player, so we put him onto the Sergeant for the Assault Terminators. And then the last model to die will be onto this model here with the Thunderhammer, Dylan Moore, with the Death Company, so they can follow their models around and see how they get on. That's the list here for the Blood Angels. We'll see what happens. I'm optimistic, I think is the word here. Mike's brought his Black Legion. We'll take a look and see what Mike has in his list. Alright, so 2,000 points of Black Legion, and obviously things are going to change with 10th edition coming along. Mike's trying out some different units as well. Let him run through what he has in his list.
Okay, so this is as close to 2,000 points on the nose as I could get it. As always, I will be bringing Abaddon with his 10-man unit of Terminators. They'll be 1 unit. I'm bringing back the Dark Commune to go along with my 10-man cultists. I have 10 Legionnaires. They'll all be choppy with a Mark of Corn. I'm going with them will be the Master of Executions, who will also have the Mark of Corn because they're running in the same unit. They have to have the same mark. I have 2 Obliterators, and because of 10th edition now you can only run a minimum of 2.
So they're together.
So they're together, yeah. I have 5 Havocs, 3 Bikes, and I'm running 2 Demon Princes this time because you can. One is Slanesh and the other one is Corn, and they will both have some form of enhancements. Yes, so the Corn one will have Talisman of Burning Blood, and the Slanesh one will have Intoxicating Elixir.
I'm guessing the bluey tinged one's the Slanesh.
Slanesh, yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
And a Rhino. And in that Rhino will be the Legionnaires along with the Master of Executions.
Gotcha. Okay. Yep, so that's Mike's list. We'll call out Phoenix Lords here for him. So Lucas Brown onto the Slaneshi Demon Prince. Gut B onto the Corn one.
Yep.
Okay. JP, something sneaky. So onto the bikers here. Usually a Tyrannus Gene Colts player, but we've put him onto the bikes for this game. Ben Shaw onto the Infantry Firepower here with the Havocs. Amy Alma onto the Master of Executions. And then Daniel Cunningham, anti-Imperial player, so put him onto the Legionary squad across here. Terminators will be Nate Miller for this game, bodyguarding Chris Comiskey, who will be Abaddon himself. That's the list here for the Black Legion Chaos Space Marines. Classic matchup here against the Blood Angels. These two armies hate each other with a passion. A chance for them to bludgeon each other on the battlefield. We'll see who prevails. We'll go on to scenario and deployment next for this battle. Alright, so we have a scenario. We're going to play our first game using the Leviathan card deck here. So There's a couple of things we're doing, just try and keep it straightforward for us playing and for you watching as well. We have randomly drawn the mission, so we're playing Scorched Earth. We've randomly drawn the deployment zone, which is Search and Destroy. So we've rotated this round. I'm the attacker in this game, so deployment zones are in the corners here. It's on the bottom left. Mike's over there on the top right. So Mike, once again, has hijacked the Imperial Fist dice, marking out his deployment zone over in that corner. And the Blood Angels, their deployment zone is marked out across here, over in this corner here. This table suits the Blood Angels. It must be like a Blood Angels training ground or something, because there's relics of Blood Angels dotted about all over the place. There's a Blood Angels container. It's burnt out Blood Angels vehicles. So perhaps the Black Legion have stumbled across Blood Angels training zone, or some sector that's heavily under the control of the Blood Angels here. So again, nice theme developing for this battle. There's 5 objectives on the board. There's one dead centre marked by the cat, just in the centre of the board. There's a home objective each. Mine's just tucked in here next to the fence. Mike's is just over there next to the drop pod. And then there's 2 more in no man's land. You've got the one in the middle. You've got one on the right hand side here for Blood Angels next to this barricade. And then just at the bottom of the pipes across the other side is the 5th objective. So 5 objectives in total. So for this mission for Scorched Earth, you can attempt to remove objectives from play. You can attempt to burn and raise them from the board. So to do that, it's turn 2 onwards. You've got to take a non-battle shocked unit. They've got to be in range of the objective marker. It's in their shooting phase. You then declare that you're going to try and burn the objective. You're not allowed to shoot. You're not allowed to declare a charge. And you've got to survive through to the start of your next command phase. And when you do that, then the objective can be removed from play. So it's quite a tactical option. Obviously, once the objective's gone, it's not coming back, so it'd be quite a significant thing to do it. There is some incentive as well. You're going to pick up victory points if certain objectives are removed from play. So it's something for both players to think about. Turn 2 onwards, the end of each player's command phase, the player whose turn it is scores 5 victory points for each objective marker they control, up to a maximum of 10 victory points per turn. And then at the end of the battle, each player scores 5 victory points if one or more objective markers in no man's land was burned. So that's going to be these 3 running across here. And you can also pick up 10 victory points if you burn the opponent's home objective. So if Mike's able to take out this one across here, it's worth 10. If Blood Angels can clear the one that's on the drop pod over there, that's worth 10 victory points to them. So that's the mission. The next part of the mission, we've mutually agreed just to go for chilling grains. There's no extra rules being played for this mission here. For the mission rules, we just kept that plain and simple. Next, we'll move on to secondaries. All right, so both of us have picked our secondaries here, revealing them at this point in the game. So it's fixed for us. We've both determined to go for fixed objectives, secondaries. So these are going to remain the same throughout the battle. So from one turn to the next, you can try and pick these up. So Blood Angels, the attacking army, we've gone for bring it down. So that's the destruction of Mike's vehicles and monsters. So the bigger the model, the more points you can pick up for that, but it's basically just destroying those types of units. Also combined that with assassination as well. So Mike's got plenty of characters. There's points available for destroying those throughout the battle. So putting a price on the head of a number of Mike's units during the game. Mike's gone for behind enemy lines. There is the incentive here for the Black Legion to get into the Blood Angels deployment zone. I think Mike's got an eye to burn our home objective as well. Very Black Legion sort of theme going on here. And then engage in all fronts being taken, as well as Mike's second fixed secondary objective. So that's secondaries chosen for both sides. This is our first full game of using the deck here. So we'll see how we get on, see how the mission works and what we think of it as well. Just give you some feedback of how the mission goes. And then we'll discuss that during and after the game. We'll now allocate transports, reserves and so on, and start placing units on the board next. I just mentioned the battle mat and terrain that we're using in this game. The battle mat's from gamemat.eu, 6x4 in size. I've just marked out the edge there with the pipes for this game. They do a wide variety of mats available in the 60x44 inches for your regular games of 10th edition 40K. They're also using pre-painted terrain from gamemat.eu. So that's these containers across here, part of the Chem Zone terrain set. These containers, you can see them being used, and the barrels as well, is from that set. And also these like industrial vats is part of that Chem Zone terrain set as well. There's a link for gamemat.eu in the video description below. Also a discount code that you can use as well. So we're on deployment here. I just mentioned the terrain. So ruins here, here and then across the other side, and the footprint of it's marked out with these boxes and barrels. So that's going to be your obscuring terrain, so that you can't see from one side to the next with those. Then units taking shelter inside gain the benefit of cover. These are all scalable. It's like the sealed buildings and containers rule, so you can scale them, move up on top, and so on. And then if you're not fully visible, then you gain the benefit of cover. There's barricades dotted about the board as well, but quite straightforward for cover in this game. So press on here with our deployment. All right, so deployment's done. Just some observations about 10th edition. You need quick grab units, I'm calling them. Units that can swing around. And I'm not saying I've got a great formula here, but I'm just thinking about other armies and what I need. Units that can swing around and grab objectives straight away and contest them and so on. So it could be infiltrating units to go for the early grab, units that can swing around quick. So Eldar got their jet bikes. Tyranids could infiltrate in with their leapers, for example, just early grabbing objectives, even if it's not a particularly tough unit, but something that can go after those quickly, just to try and get a bit of board control. You also need skirmishy, light, expendable units that can screen and protect, like Mike's got these deep strike units that pose a threat, don't want to get charged, just to try and protect other units. And then units that can fight their way to the centre of the table, so some hard-hitting, tougher stuff to fight in the middle of the table. I think it's often where the big fight's going to be. And then your counterpunch units that are going to be able to spring out quickly to react to threats that could materialise anywhere across the board. So those are the kind of things I'm thinking of for games of 10th edition. But anyway, for the Blood Angels, quick grab units I'm thinking here with the Bow Predators, so one on each flank. A single unit of 5 Assault Marines just next to this one. Then inside the Land Raider, which has gone right up to the edge of its deployment zone, is the Terminators and Chaplain. Death Company Marines, Sanguinary Guard with their captain, just sheltered here at the back behind the obscuring terrain. The Librarian Dreadnought's pushed up a fair bit as well. It's going to be walking here in this game. It's not like 9th edition where it could move and then fly and move quickly around the table. It's different the way. This works in a different way now. Scouts just doing their home duty on the home objective. And then we have a single unit of Assault Marines in reserves, deep strike, turn 2 onwards. So that's deployment done for the Blood Angels. Aggressive enough and ready to move out in all directions. Right, so Mike's deployment. I'll call it out in a second. We've had a big discussion about the rules. Let us know in the comment section what you think about this. So we were saying that Mike's deep strike got a lot of units in deep strike. We've been looking at the rules. 25%, 500 points. Even the Baden and the Terminators couldn't go into reserves, so that exceeds that limit on points. So we've checked the rules here, and this is just to clarify this. I think we've now got this right. So you have reserves, and then you also have strategic reserves. So strategic reserves, as detailed here, is your units that are walking onto the table, like ones that are coming onto the edge of the board, turn 2, turn 3 onwards, and so on. But your reserves units is separate from this. It says so at the top here. So these rules let you place units in strategic reserves. That's where you're coming on from the edge and so on. A special type of reserves you can use to keep units off the battlefield until you require them. Note that whilst all strategic reserves units are also technically reserves units, the reverse is not true. And so these rules do not apply to units that are using other rules that enable them to start the battle on reserves, such as deep strikes. It even says that there in brackets. So such units are instead set up as described by other rules. And if you go over to page 39, and deep strike during declare formations step, if every modern unit has this ability, you can set it up in reserves, not strategic reserves, but reserves instead of setting it up on the battlefield. And if you do so in the reinforcement step of one of your movement phases, you can set up your unit up anywhere on the battlefield, blah, 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 not within 9 inches of enemy units. So you have, so for this 2,000 point game, you can go up to 500 points for strategic reserves. That's stuff that can walk onto the edge of the board. But then you also have units that can go into reserve, such as deep strikers. There may be other abilities as well, but mostly for this game it's deep strike. And that is, if you have the ability to do it, you can do it. It doesn't count towards that 500 points total. You're free to put units into deep strike if you so wish, and they come in as reserves, not strategic reserves. So a little bit of confusion there, but we're trying to clarify this and get it right. I've started on the table with my stuff because with the changeover for 10th edition, I've lost my +1 to charges, +2 to charges, reroll charge. A lot of that's gone out of the window, so I'd rather just be on the board and just strike out. It's a different approach I'm taking with the Blood Angels. Mike wants deep strike in. His Terminators and the Baden good at shooting and so on, they can just land on the board. So that's the intent with him. He's got 2 Demon Princes in reserve as well to deep strike. And they all have the deep strike ability. It's a lot of points, about 700 points worth of stuff. We reckon Mike can do it. It doesn't count towards strategic reserves. It's the deep strike rule. So Mike's able to do it. Let us know if we're wrong. We'd love to know as we develop both of these armies. The other thing to point out, just these little things. Deep strike, it doesn't say turn 2 onwards. We reckon deep strikers can arrive turn 1 onwards. There is no limit on when they can arrive. However, strategic reserves is turn 2 onwards. So just pointing those things out. It is important because it affects the way the game plays, how you build your list, your overall battle plan, and so on. So either confirm or deny what we've said here. If we've got it right, then that's good for once. If we've got it wrong, let us know in the comment section. But I think that is the correct way reserves and strategic reserves work. So in the light of such revelations here, Mike has 2 Demon Princes in Deep Strike, along with the Terminators and a Baden, and then these are inside the transport the vehicle. Then the Rhino is across here, the Master of Execution, so inside here and ready to go. Mike deploying a little bit back from his deployment zone. Havocs and Obliterators deploying together across here, taking shelter behind these containers. The Dark Commune and Cultists, they're all joined together. That count as one unit now. And the Bikers just parked up here tight against the containers, just reading the posters before the game gets going. But trying to keep away from this edge, expecting perhaps Bow Predators to try and sweep round quickly to lay down some firepower. So, after that discussion, we shall get going here. Who wants to go first? I wouldn't mind going first, but we'll roll up. What do you reckon? You want to go first? Knowing that you could come in turn 1, you could unleash Havoc straight away. That does mix things up. There is that breather that used to be there. Turn 1, no deep strikers. Mostly, unless you've got drop pods and so on. But now it's open for everybody, so that changes things for sure. We're all up here.
I genuinely don't mind who goes first.
He doesn't mind how gentlemanly.
5
and 1.
Oh, I'm going first now.
Mike's going first, all right. So we'll go on to the first turn of the game. Black Legion will start this fight. All right, so turn 1, Mike's on the move here. Just want to talk about missions, just an observation. So, with detachments and with 10th edition, as some of the much of the bloat's gone, right? So stratagems, for example, have been cut down. So 25 of them for a codex. You take your detachment, you get 6 stratagems. You get a nice straightforward detachment roll. You can pick a few enhancements. I'm a massive fan. I think Games Workshop have done a brilliant job. It also means for them bringing out extra rules as time goes on, they can just simply bring out different types of detachments going forwards. So that means they get to keep their variety, which is good for players, and it's good for Games Workshop as they want to try and bring out new rules as time goes on. So, for example, the Space Marines Codex, when it comes along, there'll be multiple detachments. Then you can pick which type of detachment you want to do. But then as far as the simplicity of the rules is concerned, you're still going to be sticking to your single detachment with the special rules, then your 6 stratagems. So there can be as much variety as you want. You're just keeping that straightforward amount of rules coming through. So I'm a massive fan. I think it's a brilliant way of working it. You keep your variety, but then you get the simplicity at the same time. And it's brilliant. You just build your army and your strategy around to your stratagems and your detachment rules and so on. Now, what's different with the mission rules, which I think is, I haven't played this fully yet, but just some early observations. This Games Workshop sort of stuck to the old way with this one. You've got to learn all the secondaries do, all the different missions do, and then you've got the gambits as well. So you've got to learn the entire deck and then play with a limited amount. And I think that's just a lot of stuff, a bit of bloat still retained with the missions. There's a few additions back. I think it's 7th or 6th. Missions were straightforward, you sort of knew them off by heart. And the mission was something that was quick to do. But for this, we're still back in 9th mode. We're going through all of our secondaries, trying to pick the right one, and there's all that time delay. You're just flicking through the different ones, trying to make a choice. So there's a bit of bloat, I think, with the missions. That's my early opinion of it, which I think is a shame. I'd like to have seen simpler missions with more straightforward objectives, just to keep the game nice and smooth. That's just my opinion. Let us know what you think in the comment section concerning the main mission rules for Leviathan. Alright, so Mike's movement done. We were semi-worried that reserves would arrive. Just the one has turned up. So the Khorne Demon Prince across here has arrived, just in range of the objective. Blindsiding Blood Angels units. Mike didn't want it getting overwatched. So it's safe enough where it is. It has claimed that central objective. Rhinos moved around across here with the contents inside. Havocs have positioned themselves on top to lay down some firepower. They're not committing yet with the 2 obliterators. They're sheltering behind here for now. They're stringing out across here. We've marked a blob on here. Just this is a sticky objective. Just if Mike decides to move off, just that he does retain it, even if those models do move out of range or get blasted out of range, they could receive casualties. And the bikers, a quick grab unit like we've been talking about, just moving around, grabbing the objective on the left-hand side. That's movement done. We'll go on to shooting phase next. And just a side note on missions, the variety can come from lots of different maps. They could expand the maps and then the different types of missions as well. Keep that as the thing that's varied. But the bloat, I think, is with like the extra mission rules, the extra secondaries, like a whole stack of them to go through, then adding on the gambits. So I think it's just too much that bloat from 9th. Sadly, I think it's carried over into missions. So I would try and cut that back as much as possible and go for variety across here with the main mission, the main map, and have the variety there. I think is a good way to go. Then in previous editions, secondaries were like universal secondaries, like Slay the Warlord, First Blood. Remember playing those? They're easy. You learn them off by heart. The aim of them and picking up points was very, very simple, and it didn't hinder the game. There's not much choice involved with those. You just got them, you picked them up, and just played the game with those. And that was a quicker, efficient, easy way of playing the game. But that's just my take on the mission deck. So shooting, Mike does have some Havocs to send some firepower down.
Yeah, I was just double checking that's 9 inches from
away from everybody. Yeah, he's good. He's the far side of the room. He's far enough away.
Yes, so I'm going to start here, only because I want to do a Dark Pact.
Okay.
For getting a CP generated.
We're about to witness Mike's first ever roll for 10th edition Black Legion.
Yep.
No
so
pressure.
Doing a Dark Pact on here.
And what is a Dark Pact? A leadership test?
It's a leadership test, yes, so you need to equal or exceed it.
Yep.
And then you can gain either sustained or lethal and some other things, if you're...
You can pick, yep.
Yeah. So we need a 6.
8. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, good, yep.
So that goes off and it'll do sustained hits. So any 6s that are now 5s will go off.
Okay, fine.
I also get a command point or a CP because of the Eye of Zinch that's
Oh, because your enhancement.
On my enhancement, yeah.
Anything that helps you harvest CP is excellent, I think, for 10th edition.
So each time the bearer makes a dark pack, that leadership for the bearer, if the test is passed, you gain 1 CP.
Yeah, because the Dark Commune is counts as a character unit, right? And then you've given it that enhancement. So Mike's fishing for CPs here. So they're already showing themselves to be quite useful. It's a good combination, actually, because your Dark Commune is now bodyguarded and protected by the cheap cultists.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way to...
And they also give the cultists a 5+ and 1.
Oh, right, fine. Oh, yeah. So
yeah.
a symbiotic relationship. How wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll move on to the next
So he's going to shoot.
option. Yes, sorry, yeah, but there's no psychic phase. They have a psychic attack, so that's going to come next.
3s.
Yep, go ahead.
This is sustained hits 2, so any 6s.
Oh, 2 6s. Whoa. Right, Mike's got multiple stuff stacked up here. So he has lethal hits, first of all, on 5s and 6s.
Yeah.
So he's rolled 2 6s, so 2 hits go through, auto wounding, going straight through. But that's 6s to roll. You've rolled, so they are sustained hits 2, so they're going to generate 2 extra hits each, and there's the other hit as well. Yeah, so 5 hits. They're going to try and wound as normal with those ones.
So it'll be 6s and the 1 because it's strength 5.
Yes, we are. We're toughness 12, I think. With the Land Raider, it's tough enough for sure. And 1, just the 1, yeah,
Just
1 comes through.
So
All right.
3. It's only -1, 2 damage.
All right, 3 up saves. We'll go for Jordan Russell for this one, Eldar. 3s or more. He helps out twice. And damage?
2.
It's 2. All right, 2 wounds. I could CP 3+ to try and keep some wounds off the Land Raider. Oh boy, so early on. Should save them. Should save my CPs. Oh, we'll take the damage. It took a lot of effort to say no, but I'm trying my best not to spend. So far so good. 14 wounds, dropping down to 14, and Mike's rolled dice and passed his hazardous test, which we think for that unit, it's just the one model that's firing the weapons, it's 1 dice. It is a character unit, so if Mike had a roll of 1, it would have caused 3 mortal wounds on the unit. And on top of that, we reckon that the wounds would have gone over onto the bodyguard models, I think, because they all count as 1 unit. Correct?
Yep.
Good. We are working our way through these rules. Next up, I think that's the Dark Commune finished. We'll come to the next bit of firepower. All right, we are trying our best to get these rules right here. Do let us know in the comment section if we get anything wrong. But I think we're doing all right so far. But
yeah,
so Mike's now going to go for a Dark Pact on the Havocs for their firepower.
So we need 6 or more.
11, right?
Goes off.
Okay.
I will give them sustained
hits, right?
Hits, so 5s and 6s will explode.
Okay. Yeah, no, point this out. So Mike's gone for their Chaos Undivided. That's your mark. So he's rerolling hit rolls of 1. And then the Dark Pact goes off. Mike's chosen sustained hits 1.
Yeah.
Across here. So that's the way that's working. Tricky, but once you get it right, I'm sure it will flow like blood.
Yeah.
He's getting there.
So I'm going to spend 1 CP.
Now what's he doing? Something. He's brewing up something here. He's been talking about this Land Raider, how to deal with it. He's chipped off a couple of wounds.
Profane Seal.
Okay.
So until the end of the phase, each time a model makes an attack, you can reroll a hit roll of 1 and reroll a wound roll of 1. If it's Chaos Undivided,
which
you
they
can
are.
reroll the hit and wound.
Oh, whoa. Yeah, okay, worth it, definitely. All right.
So
not bad at all. I could pop smoke, but Mike's re-rolling everything anyway, so we'll just leave it. We'll take the hits here.
So 2 autocannons.
What I would say, Mike, is sorry to stop you there, but I think we've got an issue of cover coming up here for this tank. We've got cover. All right, we're going to scrub this then. As partially, not fully visible when Mike shot me, so it would have been a 2+. I think it was 2 6s and a 2, so we've passed. So yeah, 2 up armor save. We're just checking. There's another rule as well. It talks about you can't get better than a 3 up save, but that's if it's a 3 up save or better, and you're being hit by AP0, which is not the case across here. So I think we're all good. We have we've picked up that rule as well. All right, so it's interesting. Land Raider looks tough enough behind cover. So away you go with your hits and wounds with your weapons.
Havoc auto cannon, 2 shots each, hitting on 3s, re-rolling. And we will go.
Dan Gardner is Death Guard player, go for it.
3s, 6s are good. Re-rolling.
So 3 hits and a sustained hit. Coming through, good.
Strength 9.
5s to wound.
5s to wound.
Yeah, it's going to fish for wounds here. There's 2, well done.
Re-rolling. Oh,
2, tough enough. Yes, vehicle's tough enough.
It's only -1, but it's 3 damage apart.
So -1, we'll get that back. So I'm going to go for 2 up saves. This is a tough customer here. We've got plenty of Imperial friends. Andrew Swan, Ultramarines and Custodes to kick us off here. 2, which is a pass. And 4, whole facing is a pass as well. Land Raiders are solid build here. And then we'll go for a las cannon, 2 las cannon shots.
2 las cannons, yep.
6s are good if Mike can get them.
No,
Just the 1.
Strength 12.
4s.
Re-rolling.
Rerollable.
No.
No. Oh, boy, Land Raider. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. I think much of the firepower is now complete. Games Workshop have said vehicles are going to be tougher in 10th edition. We're seeing it right before our eyes here.
So, Obliterators.
Obliterators. Indirect fire?
Surprise!
Ah.
It's only once per game.
Right.
Once per battle. And this unit makes a dark pack, so if they make a dark pack, it can use this ability. If it does, until the end of the phase, ranged weapons in this unit are equipped with the indirect fire ability.
Right. Know thine enemy. Well done. Go for it.
So I want to hit you with...
Didn't see that coming. Michael Fry here, literally. Michael Fry here in command of the Land Raider. So far, this thing's... I was going to say not taking a scratch, but it's scratched up enough. But it's...
He's taking me tanks here and there. Yes. Yeah. So it's... I want to hit you with a big profile, so it'll be D3 shots each.
Yeah, the higher caliber profile, go for it.
So I'll do the dark pack first. I'll put the card down. Right, so 6 again needed. Goes off. I will give them...
Just saying, imagine if you were flicking through a codex for all these rules. You have some ripped pages by the end of it. Okay.
So they have the mark of Nurgle, so sustained hits, so they will explode on 5s.
It's partly Mike's fault because he's given a different a different allegiance for every unit. She has to keep checking them out. He's got Nurgles and Corns and Slash all over the place.
I want to show them off.
Go ahead.
But they're not showing off. So D3 shots each will be...
Oh, looking good. He's maxed out.
6
Nice.
shots.
Very good.
2, 4, 6.
But there is a freshness to new rules. I enjoy seeing new rules being played and so on. He's looking for a friend. Again, there's not too many Chaos supporters here. There's a few. There's Longbow BB, he's World Eaters.
It's either Fady.
I know, he's Blood Angels as well, so if you don't pick him, I will.
See, I'm tempted to pick him for the charge.
There's Martin, Vagabond here with his World Eaters as well.
Oh. Okay, right. Okay.
Here it comes.
So, 3s. 5s and 6s are good.
You've done all right, Mike. You've done all right.
So that is 4 explodings. So the 2 that missed. And the 2 extra. Strength 12.
4s to wound. All of a sudden, Mike has done very well.
Is it? Yeah. Oh, okay.
Oh boy, 3 have made it through. So it's not a disaster. It could have been more though.
Yeah.
3 have made it through.
AP3 goes to AP2.
Well, does it? Indirect fire. I'm going to check that roll to see if you ignore line of sight, but are you going to negate my cover as well? So first thing to point out is -1 to hit rolls. Didn't affect Mike's roll. It's all fine. And then it just says you get the benefit of cover. So that's resolved there. That's no problem. So 3 have come through. If you're -3, -2, I want 4 pluses. This is an important roll. What's the damage?
4.
4 each time. I need help. Yeah, we'll stick the Vangelis one. Oh boy, I'm about to take 8 damage. And I think now's... I gotta try and stop that damage from coming through. I'm gonna try and command reroll here, but it's a 4+. Cool, that's good hitting, Mike. Really good. Oh, but you do block that one. We'll take 4 wounds. It could have been 12. So we will drop down to 12 wounds left on that Land Raider. It's been struck here by an obscured, hidden away unit with some indirect firepower. Very useful, that one. Well worth going for that. And Mike's protected his squad at the same time. So good shooting. Could have been a lot worse for the Land Raider, but it's surviving here on 12 wounds remaining. Alright, so Mike's thinking about his charge. He's resolved the Rhino's firepower across. Actually caused 2 wounds with the Havoc launcher, but no damage coming through. Saves passed. So, Mike can do it. I reckon he can charge up here. He wants to go after the Death Company and then fight 5 inches down. So it's not going to be a problem if he can make the charge, which will be 9. He charges diagonally as the crow flies, so it's a direct route. So, 9-inch charge required. He's going for the longbow BB dice. He's serious about this one. Fancies his chances of bringing down half this Death Company unit, perhaps more.
Right, longbow. All on you.
This is important. No, he's got a 6 in total. CP, burn it up. Here it comes. 8. Oh, no. Oh, he tried twice, but failed. Okay, so any other charges? I don't think so. Turn comes to an end at this stage. It's manoeuvring here for the Black Legion. Frustratingly not causing too much damage against this Land Raider. It is tough, that's for sure. An attempt made by a deep striking Dim Prince to go for another charge. That's not gone off. Blood Angels now preparing to respond. Okay, alright, so nothing coming through from Mike's secondaries. Turn comes to an end. We're going to roll around now onto Blood Angels turn 1. They're going to make their response. Now, we've got to push through here for sure. There's a couple of threats to try and go after. We've got to do it with one eye over our shoulder. There's another Demon Prince to arrive. There's obviously Abaddon and his Terminators to turn up as well. Blood Angels can't wait around for that tap, and I think we've got to respond here. We'll go for our move, turn 1 for the Blood Angels coming up next. Alright, so movement here for Blood Angels on their first turn. So we rolled a 3 here, so scooted round 15 inches, getting ready to lay down some firepower. It's good to see these back out of the box here and back on the board. Dreadnought's just gone 6 inches, does have a line of sight through here, can use its psychic attacks on the bikers. Land Raider's gone forwards with the new assault ramp rolls. It's disembarked with the Terminators and Chaplain. So you have to disembark within range, within 3 inches of the hull of the vehicle. So they've got to there, and then they're actually eligible to charge. Death Company is pretty obvious. They've gone after the Demon Prince, and onto that model we have placed the universal rule for Space Marines, Oath of Moment. So reroll hit rolls and wound rolls against that target. Going to use these as a backup unit. So we've shifted them across. Just going to shelter behind the ruin across here. Scouts doing their job. It's on the home objective. It looks safe for now, but that could all change. And then roll a 1. You can re-roll it for Lucifer pattern engines, and roll a 4. That actually got us onto that objective, so scooting around very, very quickly indeed. With the second bow Predator swinging out on both flanks here, going after objectives. That's movement done. Or is it? Mike says he might have some reserves to bring in. Yeah, there's a good dynamics for 10th edition. Mike's just played Rapid Ingress. There's a lot of stuff to consider here for 10th edition, things you can get caught out on if you're still in 9th edition mode. This is done at the end of your opponent's movement phase. Mike's played at exactly the right time. It's 1 CP. It's 1 unit from your army that's in reserves. Remember, Abaddon and the Terminators all count as 1 unit. Unit can arrive on the battlefield as if it were the reinforcement step of your movement phase. Mike's getting to deploy now. You cannot use your stratagem to enable a unit to arrive on the battlefield that can't do it. Mike can, he's deep striking. Now, he can't do anything. He can't shoot, charge, fight, and so on. But it means that Mike arrives now, which means when it comes around to his turn, he's free to move off, shoot, charge, and so on. So it's actually a strategy that I overlook, so thinking, well, what's the point in doing it? But this is the point of doing it. Is Mike's preparing himself early for his next turn where he gets to move, shoot, and charge. Potentially with those. So Abaddon and the Terminators have turned up here. Boy, that's changed the shape of the game. Blood Angels now sandwiched in the middle between Chaos Forces across here, but now as over 500 points worth of Black Legion models have arrived in the back lines. I did say the scouts looked happy and comfortable at the back, but not anymore. And on top of that, cunningly, Mike's deployed so that well out of range of these, so they can't come back and charge and so on. So very good, Mike. This is there's certainly many twists in this game. We're only on the first turn of the battle. The other reason why Mike shifted across here, by the way, is so that it's cutting off line of sight from the Land Raider. He's conscious of the Land Raider getting to shoot. We're going to shooting phase next for the Blood Angels. So I'm going to fire the Librarian Dreadnought, and we'll just go for the focused. So I'll fire the Blood Lance here. It's one single shot. We'll go for a Bjork the Zog Puncher kind of shot with this one. We're looking for a 3. If we get a 6, it's really good. It's a 5. Okay. 6 would have been sustained hits, D3. So one shot comes through. This is going to be at strength 12. So 2's to wound, which goes through. It's going to be AP -3. Mike gets the benefit of cover. Yes, he does. So
5 up.
5 up. Block. And he blocks it. God, that would have been D6 +3 damage. So well done. Mike evades the firepower there, or that's psychic firepower coming from the Librarian Dreadnought. So the other weapons are melter guns out of range. So that's the Librarian Dreadnought finished. All right, Marcus Anthony Gold Level Patron. Next, I'm going to stick it on here. So this is Longbow BB's Bale Predator. It's not too bad. We're going to fire everything we have into here, including the Hunter Killer. Oh no. Hunter Killer Missile. We'll do a shot across there. Why not? Okay, so we'll do that. Hunter Killer across there. Everything else into the bikers. So we'll go for heavy bolters first of all. Looking for 3s. That's incredible. That's brilliant to have him back, and excellent dice roll. It's sustained hits, so we're going to add in an extra dice on top of that as well. So we've got 7. Strength 5 on this weapon. Toughness 5 on the bikes. So looking for 4s. And great. Just the one. As Mike's not protected by any kind of cover, so we're looking at just -1.
4 up now.
Yep. And past that one as well. Well done. Twin Assault Cannon. 3s for hits. They've all hit. Surely it's not sustained. I don't think so. It is not. So it's twin linked devastating wounds. So we're looking for 3s to wound at strength 6. This is nice. I'm going to fish for 6s here. Oh dear, 4 mortal wounds, that's crazy. Okay, so we've chewed through. They become devastating wounds, they just become mortal wounds. It's damage 1 though, so each of those is a mortal wound. So it's going to slay a model. Yep. And put a wound on another. It kind of fits the weapon, the way to chew through stuff with the high concentration of Dakar. Mike's not amused. Okay, so model removed. Bolt pistols from across here, not expecting to do too much. And we don't do anything. Mike said, don't forget the Hunter Killer Missile. Thank you very much. So we'll go across here. Single shot. Marcus Anthony Missile. Here it comes. 2s to wound, I believe. Yeah. And we'll just leave it as it is. Blast. Okay, so that's firepower done across here. Thanks to Mike for reminding me about the Hunter Killer Missile. Going to fire everything that we have from here into the Havocs upstairs, so we'll let loose into them. Anything in response?
No.
Okay. So we'll go for Maxwell Knuckles on this one, another Imperial player. Hunter Killer Missile first of all. Hits. Does wound. Okay. Alright, so Hunter Killer Missile is AP -3, so it's going to be a 6 up here for Mike to block this one.
Nope.
No, alright, so that goes through. Hunter Killer Missile is D6 damage. And it's a 6. Alright, so that missile takes out one of the Havocs, so any one of those can go. That's alright, Mike will still maintain coherency. Then we'll go for the multi-melter. It comes with a multi-melter as well. So 2 shots, 2 hits. And then we're looking for 3s to wound if your toughness 5.
Yep.
Yeah, 3s or more. Double 6, yeah, dice are on fire here, so those go through. These are -4, so they'll go straight through. And we'll just check range. I don't think we got 9 inches, we'll just double check. We are within 9, so it's going to go straight through. It's melted, so it's D6 plus 2 each time. So those 2. Ouch. We'll go for las cannons. This is the Godhammer las cannons. They're two attacks each. Got 2 of them. Yeah, so 4 shots. And I'll just check in if we have to do twin link to roll them separately, but it doesn't matter now. It's all good. So it's just looking for 3s. Oh dear. What can you do? Okay. 3s to wound. That does go through. This is -3, so a 6 up. Mike's trying to keep las cannons alive. And no. So damage coming through. Yeah, we're just discussing cover perhaps that model across there, but I can draw my sight from any part. This is all one model. If it was a squad perhaps and one of my models shot across here, then Mike could claim cover, but I'm drawing my sight across there. So I can see all the models fully, is what we're saying. 2 or more, I think it is, I need for damage. Yeah, 5, so it's going to pulverise him. And then the last bit to shoot is, well, a couple of bits actually. There's a Storm Bolter, but it's the Twin Heavy Bolter, 3 shots. Looking for 3s. I think they're sustained hits. They are. Land Raiders bristling with guns. And we're looking for 4s to wound. So 2 come through. These are -1. 2 saves are 4+. No. And it's 2 damage each time. So that's enough to wipe out the squad. That's impressive stuff from the Land Raider. And its delivery mechanism now, being able to move and then disembark with units, is another incentive to take one of these things. So Firstborn Space Marines, they may be going the way of the dodo, but not today. The vehicle's looking particularly tough in the centre of the board. So too does Tom's one for his World Eaters. Yeah, it's a solid unit choice at the moment. Chaplain with his combi weapon. So we'll stick that into the cultists and their unit. So that's going to be 1 attack. Rapid fire is going to be 2 attacks, needing 4s. 1 hit comes through, 3s to wound. That's a 6, which is devastating wounds. It's going to be a mortal wound to go straight through. So, any kind of feel no pain, your cultists?
No, the Dark Immune gives them a 5+ and 1, so no feel no pain.
Okay. 1 cultist slain, nothing too significant. Okay, so we're going to fire the Bow Predator. We are going to swivel around and shoot back in this direction with everything that we have. So, the aim is to try and kill a Terminator. I'd be happy if we can do that. Nicholas Lucas will pick for him, for gold level patrons. So, Hunter Killer Missile, needing a 3. Okay, needing a 2 to wound. Yeah. All right, so we're looking at a 2 up save, 3 up, 4 up, back to 3 again. Sorry, it's 4 up because it's -3. You passed. Well done, Mike. Rolled a 5. Well done. Okay, then we'll go for heavy bolters. 2 of them. 6s are good. There's those hits again. And then the bonus come through. Mike's going to be on a 2 up save though. He's too worried. There's nice little wounds coming through. There's 5 saves to make here in total. AP -1, negated for firing through all the terrain. Back to 2s. Past them all. And then the assault cannon, I'm going to try and chew through here. I'll do Storm Bolter first. Why not? 1 hit. No wound. Okay. Twin assault cannon. So 5 hits. 3s to wound. And I'm going to fish for 6s. Because they're AP 0. Yeah, 2 mortal wounds come through. If you've got any kind of feel no pains going on with that one at all. Alright, 2 wounds taken. That's because we're twin linked to rerolling our wounds, and it's devastating wounds. It's damage 1, so 2 wounds caused. Okay, and on that note, firepower's finished. We're going to go on to charges. We've got some charges lined up, certainly not against these, but we have others that we planned for. We'll go on to charges next. Alright, so charges taking place. They have. The Assault Marines made it in as the last charge rolled up before we got an 11, so in they go against the bikers. Then across here, Terminators swing into their right, so they've gone in against the Dark Commune and Chaos Cultists, and then when units charge, we go ahead in against the Demon Prince. So any kind of fights first shenanigans going on with any of your units that we need to know about?
No, I don't think so.
No, not at this point. We'll go on to combat resolution. All my charge units get fights first, so we're going to resolve their combats now. Right, so we're looking at the Def Company. This is the charge here. You can see them, they've gone in against this dim prince, taking the opportunity to go against him. So, Def Company Marines, we're looking at Thunderhammers here. I've given the entire unit Thunderhammers, 3 attacks each. Blood Angel's special rule is +1 strength on the charge and an extra attack as well. There's 10 of them, so we're looking at 40 attacks in total for these. So I think we'll do our first 20 because Oath of Moment is reroll hits and reroll wounds. It's a Thunderhammer Marine's dream just to go for this one. We'll do our 20 attacks. So we're looking for 4s. And we'll reroll our hits. I think this is going to be devastating enough. Okay, so we'll take away the 1s, 2s and 3s. And then what we're simply going to do is fish for 6s. So I'll roll those. And then I'm just going to separate out the 6s that have come through. And just re-roll the whole lot again. And shift those over. Alright, so that's 6 devastating wounds, damage 2. So that's 12 mortal wounds. Is that enough? That's him dead. Oh boy, that was slightly efficient. And then you'd have had these other wounds coming through as well. So nasty stuff here for the Def Company, pulverising their way through the Steam Prince. Yeah, Mike had a stratagem. He didn't have the CP to do it, but Mike had a stratagem which was Fight on Death, is it called? Or?
Yes, Eternal Hit.
Right.
So that's 1 heretic to start us. On a 4 up, before you move up and play, it gets to fight. If it's a mark of corn, on a 3 up. So I rolled I tested it to see what would have happened. And I rolled a 4 anyway, so it could have fought back. But
does he have Deadly Demise? I doubt it, but he might have.
Yes, he does actually.
All right, Mike can roll dice. He gets a 6. Exploding?
Nope.
No. Okay. So you may be one just to. This is my detachment, but we're also Adeptus Astartes, and they get the army rule of Oath of Moments. That's for all Space Marines, just like Space Wolves get it as well, and it's particularly helpful for Def Company or for Blood Angels in general. Reroll hits and wounds on a certain target. That's a quick, nasty, and efficient deletion here by this squad. So I could consolidate now. It's quite tight with the way it works, but we're near an objective, so we could head towards that. Yeah, Mike wants to swing back here. He's getting particularly agitated, I think, by the Def Company. I think it's because the kill was too easy, and that's gonna annoy the Black Legion. That doesn't go well if you kill one of the units too easily, and that's what's happened here. But Mike swears his revenge. Inside that Rhino is the Master of Executions attached to a full 10-man squad of legionaries, and they are the mark of corn choppy choppies. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they're ripping and raring to go. You can imagine them. I'd imagine cursing quite loudly inside the Rhino and asking to be let out against the Def Company. Armoured in black against Armoured in black Def Company Marines. These have been painted by Siege Studios. Brilliant job that they've done, so you can check them out for your own painting commission work. But they have rent a Demon Prince asunder. Sadly, for the Imperium, there's plenty more of those. Where they came from. So that's that combat resolved. We're going to the next one, different type here. Terminator's going to hammer away, going after these Chaos Cultists and Dark Commune. Okay, so we go to the Terminators. They're already in nice and close, so we'll go for 15 attacks. It's 3 attacks each. Looking for 4s. Take away the 1s and 2s, and 3s. Now, for me to try and get through that bodyguard, which Mike very cleverly has put the Dark Commune onto the cultists, I need a heap of 6s here. And we get just the 1. The rest will come through as wounds. So some of you may be asking, like most people know this already, 5s, so I was wondering with my +1 for the wound roll for the chaplain, I can convert those into 6s for devastating wounds. But it is unmodified dice roll of a 6 for a critical or devastating wound. Critical wound, which becomes devastating wounds. So just the 2 mortal wounds come through, and then Mike has some invuln saves to make, which is 8 in total. So that'd be 5s. Bodyguard doing their job. Carl Roden for Chitin Toughness.
Okay, Carl.
Here comes Carl's roll.
Let's see what I've got left. 2, 4, 6, 8.
Should be good.
1.
Right. Mike doesn't want to lose any dark commune models. Sorry. You don't want to. You want to keep one cultist alive to bring him back for some back from a CP. Do they have that stratagem?
I don't think I have it now. No, it's just for the.
Okay. So block 2,
yeah.
6 casualties, 2 mortal wounds is 8 out of 10 removed. All right. So the other thing about the mortal wounds, we're wondering if it can overflow from one model to the next, like 9th edition, and the answer is yes, it does. Just checks there with the mortal wounds section on page 23. Okay. So that means
1.
Mike has 1 left. Just there. But they did their job, Mike. They absorbed those attacks coming through. Chaplin's got his attacks next. I wonder if he can start to get through to that dark commune. Yeah, Blood Angels on the charge. Extra 5 attacks, extra attack each. Looking for 4s. Just the 1 comes through. 2's to wound. Yep, so another 5+ invulnerable save. No, alright. So that is the end of the cultists. Now we're going to the chaplain next. So chaplain here, 5 attacks +1, hitting on 2s with the Crosius Arcane. It looks terrible, but just the 1's missed. But then looking for 2s to win with strength 6, then +1 to the win rolls. They all come through. These are AP -1 and 2 damage.
How many is it?
5 in total. Dark Commune's been struck here. So they...
Trying to see what I've got here.
Yeah, Mike's trying to see what's available. It's 5 models. It's unlikely to wipe them. Mike's going to roll one of these at a time because these models have different wounds.
Yeah.
So a 5+
Blessed Blade.
Invuln on the Blessed Blade.
Yeah.
Well done. On him again.
No.
Okay. And feel no pain on him?
No. These are the Invulns.
Okay.
The next Blessed Blade. Fine.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Again.
Oh boy, it's past them all in one more.
And one more, yeah.
Yeah, this is good.
No, so that's the 2.
Blessed Blade's gone.
Yeah.
Okay, but they've done their job. Alright. Alright, Humble Assault Marines here. They're not too bad. We're going to roll up some mortal wounds first of all for Hammer of Wrath, so each 4+ is a mortal. There's 3 more. 3 mortal wounds straight away. On the Pikes model. Gone. God. And then I've just given him the Starter's Chainswords, but with Blood Angels, getting 25 attacks. I don't know what to say. We're looking for 3s. We're looking... God. Alright, we'll take away the 1s and the 2s. Blood Angels, they have got a bee in their bonnet, that's for sure. And then we're looking for 5s to wound. And these, as a poor roll, would be AP -1. But because of the devastating charge there, it might be alright. So 5 saves at AP -1. So 5 saves of 4+. So I think they've done enough here to bring the last of the bikers down. And
-1?
2, yeah, 2 go through. There's a wound on the model already. That's JP squad. And no CP for command rerolls. I think that's just about enough to remove that biker from play. Yeah, no, he's gone. We're talking about wounds, wounding. It would have been 4+ because of +1 to the wound rolls. +1 strength, sorry, for Blood Angels on the charge. Okay, Humble Assault Marine squad proving useful enough. Alright, so Mike gets to swing back with the Dark Commune. There's a few models left there that can strike back. Right, Blessed Blade first of all.
Yeah, hitting on 4s. 1 hit. Strength 4, toughness 5, yeah.
Do you know what? They are, Mike. You're exactly right. Toughness 5, yeah.
So 5s. Oh.
Wound comes through, yeah.
-2, 1 damage.
-2, so we'll take a 4+ invulnerable save, which we've failed.
Just the 1 damage.
1 damage, right, so wound taken.
Hitting on 4.
It's Mind Witch attack coming through.
Oh, hits.
Okay.
5 again. Nope.
Okay.
Then we've got the Commune Stave, which is devastating wounds. 2 attacks hitting on 4s. 1 hit.
6s would be useful.
6s would be useful. It's D3 damage. Strength, no, doesn't wound.
Doesn't wound, okay.
No, strength 3.
Alright, so that's those attacks done. I think that's close combat's resolved now across the board, but it's been the Blood Angels day so far, that's for sure. Mike's pointing to his damage across the other side of the board. A lot of stuff has been removed from play. Blood Angels spreading out rapidly here. So they've gone for the start on the ground mode here, and then have lifted off like a great albatross across the board. But swinging out here, it's particularly impressed with just a humble little unit of Assault Marines, but they've slammed into the bikers, mopped those up. Death Company, I think quite early on we knew that the fate of that Doom Prince was sealed, and they smashed their way through very quickly. And then Terminators, with the Chaplain proving to be dangerous enough. Just that simple +1 attacks on the charge is just excellent for the Blood Angels, and they seem dangerous enough in close combat. And for once, we've got to charge first and fight first. There's been plenty of games where the Blood Angels have been set upon and mauled without mercy, but this time around they've struck first, and they've done it hard enough, that's for sure. So Battle Round 1 comes to an end. Blood Angels have picked up some points. So Assassination and Destruction of that Demon Prince picked us up 4 victory points. Bring It Down on him as well. 2 points for the kill and then an extra point because he's 10 wins or more. So that was a tasty prize there for the Blood Angels. Those are picked up like as we achieve them. Mike's are achieved
the end of your turn.
At the end of his turn. So turn 2 is where Mike can start to pick up points. We're going to the second turn of the game. A lot has happened here already. We haven't dealt with Abaddon. He's over here in the corner with the Terminators. So that'll be a tough nut to crack for sure. And there is a path for him to head through in this direction. He's well strategically placed as well for picking up points. Mike's secondaries. Bear in mind there's another Demon Prince that could turn up somewhere as well. And there's a load of Legionaries itching to get stuck into the Blood Angels as well. So this battle is not over yet. Blood Angels have the edge. We'll see if the Black Legion can claw and fight their way back. Turn 2 for them next. Right, so Mike's on his move. 5 points picked up because he holds the objective at the back. It's a sticky objective. He controlled it previously with that particular unit. It has an ability where they still count as being in control. So Mike pick out 5 points for that one. I can see why he got annoyed about the bikes across here, because it would have been handy to have that second objective. Would have been worth another 5 victory points coming through. If you enjoy our games, you want to see more action, usually it's a battle report every week. But then for membership, we try and generate an extra 2 battle reports during the course of a month. So if you want to see extra battle report content, plus some of the unique videos that we have, army development videos, for example, then do take up YouTube channel membership. Aspect Warrior level or above is the most popular. Aspect Warrior is the most popular. That gives you access to all the bonus content, just unlocks all of it and all the upcoming videos. It's loyalty badges in the comment section, and you can join us over on the Discord community as well. So a link for membership is in the video description below. You can also head over to the channel homepage and join the channel, select which tier, and then unlock the benefits there. It does help support the channel and the content that we create. And really, the channel would be half the size it is, half the content without the help of YouTube channel members. So thanks to them for the support. It helps us keep the content coming. Yeah, all right, Mike's moved here. There's potential for sure with Black Legion. This fight's far from over. So walking straight past the scouts, I don't know if they're going to escape. Mike might blast them with firepower and then charging across here, try and get double bubble out of these. Shoot and charge against targets. Looks like the Sanguinary Guard and the captain. He's not sanguineous, you know. Similar, but there's a bit of 40k history here. Sanguineous slain by the War Master here in 40k history, and there's something similar going on here. Captain Lazarus shifting across here. Demon Prince deep striking in. He's got a shorter charge to reach the barricade to get to the Marines, or a 9-inch charge across here. Dark Commune, what's left of them are pulled away, and then the Obliterators have moved around, getting ready to shoot and charge, and then across here the choppy Legionaries with the Master of Execution is going to go after the Death Company. So Blood Angels about to be counterattacked here. Could be dangerous enough. And the Rhino looks like a ramming attack, I think, or even just to contest that objective. Yeah. What's your OC?
For a Rhino?
Yeah, just wondering. Who knows?
2.
2? I'm 3.
I hate 10.
Mike hates 10th.
I actually don't.
No, it doesn't. That's why, because I got a turret, that's why. I get a bit more objective control. Dear me. Okay, so 2 comparable tanks there, but Blood Angels just edge ahead.
Well,
objective control.
If I can take wounds off you below half strength and you feel a battle shock.
Oh, on a vehicle? Possibly. Okay.
I control it now.
Fair enough. All right. We'll go on to shooting phase next. All right, so correction to movement. Mike's original intent was to stay in close combat. He reckons he can still do a Dark Pact by firing a pistol.
Yeah.
That enables him to do that, so he's going to keep the Dark Commune in close combat. That's fine. The Obliterators can charge into them. I think he wants to fire them instead down into the Marines on the objective. That's the plan, so Mike will shoot. Obliterators then? They're firepower first?
Yes.
And what kind of shots are they going to do? Is the question.
Just D6. Blast, yeah.
Yeah, so it's D6 plus 1 attack each.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Mike will turn to Patreon, so he senses the importance of this. He's annoyed enough, he's touched the dice. Ray Cross. Okay, go ahead. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 shots. Yeah, good. Very, very good indeed. So take it only 3s. This is a good option here. Obliterators, their firepower's alright.
Oh, here I need to do a Dark Pact one.
This is Dark Pact.
Yeah, it goes off. I'll do the sustained.
Plain hits, yes. That's right, all making sense.
So 5 and 6s. Explode, so that misses.
3 more added in.
1, 2, 3.
Excellent shooting. Absolutely superb.
And then toughness.
Toughness 4.
2's the wound. Of course I roll all at once. 2,
okay.
4, 6, 8.
8 come through. Minus
2, 2 damage.
Minus 2. So -1 for the boxes and barrels and bits in between. So 4 ups. I could go here, could be wiped out. We'll go to Michael Fryer. Space Marine player. 4s are good for us. And we block those and take that damage across there. That's not bad at all. So, but still, it's casualties coming through. We'll lose. No, let's just be sensible here. I think we'll lose those and just try and cut down the options for this Demon Prince who's staring at those Marines trying to line up a charge against them. We'll lose those 3. Demon Prince has shooting of his own. Go ahead. And he's going into those Marines. Mike wants them gone. God, I thought Blood Angels had got themselves nicely ahead here, but this is shaping up for a blistering counter-attack.
Yeah, so 2s. 3 hits. Strength 5, so 3s.
3s to wound. Ooh, 2 go
2,
through.
it's only -1, 2 damage.
So -1, we'll take our armor save, and with -1, so yeah, no, failed to both. Sorry, you're -1 in total.
-1 total.
All right, so I'm back to 3s again. So 1's gone through.
2 damage.
2 damage. Model slain again. So I'll take him. Next up's the Dark Commune. Mike just wants to get a... So that rolls Mike's leadership test, which is passed, so that Dark Pack goes ahead. He's got himself an extra CP.
Yeah.
And now he's going to shoot with the pistols.
So the pistol, 1 shot, hit on 4s. Nope.
And that's it.
That's it, that's all I wanted. 4 was the CP.
Yeah, no, brilliant.
It's down here.
Legionaries, yeah.
And
okay.
So
1 plasma pistol. In 3.
it's
3 to wound.
3 to 1, yeah. Wounds.
Yep. We'll put it on the boy in cover.
-2, yep, so it'll be a -1.
4 up. Failed. Damage 1.
Damage, yeah.
6 up, feel no pain. Mike didn't supercharge, so yeah, we'll take a wound. And I said it was the model in cover, so we'll go him. Okay.
And then just 9 normal.
Yeah, 9 normal bolt pistols. All of them. 4's to wound. And there's a good few.
2, 5.
So I can't improve my armor save.
Because there's no AP yet.
Correct. And it's 5, you said?
5, yeah.
3 ups. So we'll go on this model here. Passed. 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 Failed. I'll feel no pain, that one. Failed. So he's gone. And then 1 more save. Failed. All right. So, okay. So he goes. And then we'll stick a wound just to go on the guy next to him. Just there. Okay. So yeah, we're talking about the 2 different types of terrain across here. Obliterators on top, or Havocs on top of here, they were being shot at because we could see the models. They weren't getting the benefit of cover. But for this one, it's different with the Ruin. If you have models that are inside the footprint of that, then they get the benefits of cover. So there's a couple of marines where I'm picking it up here for cover. The rest will be out in the open if Mike fires them from this direction. So we're working our way through the firepower. There's the Rhino, actually.
Yeah, so I'll do the combi weapon.
Yeah.
Doesn't hit. D6 for the Havoc Launcher. 2 plus blast.
Oh, 2 plus 1 because we are less than. We're not 10.
Yeah. So 4s. Just a 1.
3's to wound.
3's to 1. Nope.
Okay. Right. Mike's calculating his firepower for the Terminators. Whilst he's been doing that, because it's been taking a while. Here, just calculating the number of shots coming through and some of the abilities that he's able to get as well, like Abaddon granting some abilities. I checked back on the footage across here. I was gaining cover with these models from these barricades. You can only get them if you're in 3. I had models here that were taking cover from the Obliterators firepower coming through. Randomised some of the results, and it did mean that an extra Space Marine died, which means that objective has been cleared. So fair's fair. That last Marine was slain. I was receiving the benefit of cover and shouldn't have been, but we're able to check back through the footage quick enough. So that model's been removed. Okay, yeah, there's a fair bit here. Mike's done all his allocations, everything's lined up. So there's 4 combi bolters or combi storm bolters in here, and then there's the Reaper autocannon in there as well, and there's regular storm bolters as well.
Yeah. So the combi weapons.
His Dark Pack's gone off, by the way, from Abaddon. Rerolling all hit rolls because the Dark Packs did go off.
Yeah.
And these are going into
the
Sanguinary Guard.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 2 explosions. Yeah, because I went for lethal or no sustained.
Yeah, popping extras on 5s. Yep. Toughness 4 for us. Yeah, toughness 4. We still kept our 2 up save, which is from a previous edition, thankfully.
So anti-infantry 4 plus.
Force to win, either way, yeah.
Yeah, 6s would be great. I should say it out loud because I can't.
2 go through, just normal.
Normal, yeah.
So we shall take 2 up saves. Pass both. No, so far so good. Next is the Reaper autocannon. 3s.
3s. Rerolling. So that pops 1.
Well, that pops as well. Brilliant. Yep.
Strength 7.
3's to wound.
This also has devastating ones.
All 6s are good.
3.
3. And these are at -1.
-1.
Alright, so we shall make some saves here. We'll use these Imperial Fist dice. Foul 1. Damage.
Damage 1.
Oh yes, damage 1. Alright. So we'll stick that on one of these, yeah. Okay. Yes, switch of fires. So the regular Stormbolt is going to go into the scouts. Mike's intent is just to clear them out of the way.
Yeah, so 3's rerolling. 6's pop. 5's and 6's pops, right, because of the dark pack. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, that was sort of exploding.
It's quite intricate with Chaos. There's a fair few layers to try and work your way through. Buffs and bonuses, pacts and rerolls.
4's.
Yeah. So Mike doesn't have to flick through a codex, but the way his pages are laid out, it's like he's got 10 codexes open at the same time. Sorry, so I don't know if the rules are quite as streamlined as we'd hoped.
I think the more that you get playing it, then
of course, yeah.
The more
yeah.
you'll get used to it.
Yes.
So 10.
10 saves make it, or 10 wounds make it through. I reckon we do get, we're in 3 inches of the barricade across here, so I reckon we do get it. So we'll take a 3-up save, and it's 10 in total, you're saying. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, so we'll go for 3s. Save the scouts. Chris Heim. Which we do. We lose 3. And so we'll take away, obviously, the ones that are the closest. 2 remain. Mike's going to use the baton just to finish off those 2 scouts.
So 3's rerolling.
Right, so the hits come through.
Strength 5, 3's.
3 come through.
3, -1, 2 damage.
Not devastating wounds at all, by any chance?
Sustained hits, just.
Yep. And -1. 4s for cover. We lose another 1. 1 of those models remains. The guy with the heavy bolter is just tucked through the gap in there. There he is. Just about survival. Okay, so shooting phase finished. We knew this wouldn't be the phase where things are decided. It's going to be close combat here. Both these armies, it really is going to be where close combat, where things are decided. It's a chance for Mike to make some charges. He's got some tasty ones lined up for sure. Blood Angels do have 2 command points on standby because I haven't been a spendaholic in this game. I've been saving as my command points. I have 2, so there is a possibility of interrupt play. And there's other options as well. So Mike's free to charge, but the Blood Angels could strike out of turn here. We'll roll up some charges next. We've just found the Michael German dice here. Chaos Space Marines. We'll go for charges. So Baden's going to go across here as well. Librarian Dreadnought. It's a 7 or an 8 for this charge to go ahead. Mike wants to go after the Dreadnought also. You know what? It is a 7.
Yeah, just into both.
Into both. Yeah, Mike's going to go for the big fight. Oh, he's got a 6. Come on, reroll. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. No, it doesn't go ahead. It should have done. It should have done a 6-inch, 7-inch charge. Boy, oh boy. That's huge. Massive. Oh, that's a big one. Oh, I don't know what to say about that one. It should have gone ahead, but it didn't. Stretching out to that Dreadnought. It was a tasty prize. Baden would have taken him on quite comfortably. Mike's going to check the rules. What are you looking for? Any kind of +1 for anything. Oh man, oh man, oh man. That's some charge that needed to go ahead, but it hasn't. Alright, so that charge has not gone ahead. Off camera, Mike has since rolled for this charge. It hasn't happened. And then you don't need to roll for it. You can roll up for that.
Do I need to see what I can get in?
6. Alright, so they'll make it in. The Choppy Chop squad will go after the Dev Company Marines across here. So this combat will go ahead. Are you sending in the Obliterators as well against my Terminators.
No way this is going here in 2 CP.
What do you reckon? Oh, the despair.
We don't want to get the fight. Yeah, here as well.
You send them in. Oh, in they go. They're going to go ahead. So Obliterator's going in as well. Well, we're sensing the vibe between these two factions. We're just players in the game, Mike. But you can imagine it in real life. This Blood Angel sector here, infested with Black Legion Chaos Space Marines. Frank's here as well. He's down in the ruin just there. And it looks like he's not getting involved with either side. He's just leaving the Blood Angels to fight here against the Black Legion. So just panning in so you can see what's going on. Bad and the Despoiler not quite making it in here for this combat. Would have caught out those Sanguinary Guard and Captain, but it's not to be. But then across here, this charge has gone ahead. Death Company need to defend themselves against this Legionary squad. So charge is taking place. We've gone to combat resolution next.
So rule 16.
Mike's getting annoyed here. It's like James is here a little bit. I've just asked Mike what's annoying the most. What is annoying Mike the most? Is it me, his dice rolling, or the rules? he said it's the dice rolls is the main problem. His dice rolls with this foul charge across here. So I'm not annoying him, and the rules are irritating Mike a little bit. But it's his own dice rolling, so that's fine. We can carry on. But I'm trying to tip the scale of that because I've just declared that I'm going to play only in Death's Duty End. Mike says, "Oh, is that a 4+?" No, it's automatic here. So for every slain model, I'm going to get to fight before I'm removed from play, and then just to add something on top of that, Mike. It says here in the rules for Black Rage, which we've been missing. Each time you make an attack, you can re-roll the hit roll for free with those Thunder Hammers. Sorry. And then you can re-roll charges as well, but we don't need that. But okay, so you can laugh or cry. So we'll go on to Mike's attacks, and then I should also point out Mike's rolled up a Dark Pact here. Fouled that. Come on, re-rolled it. No, re-rolled because of the Chaos icon. Right, fouled that and then caused D3 mortal wounds on himself. So a model slain and a wound on another. But finally, we will get to roll up some dice here for Mike's attacks coming through. Whatever the rules are, Mike wants to kill Space Marines. That's for sure, and there's a chance to do it. Chainsword attacks first.
Yes, even though the Dark Pact failed,
yeah,
you still get the benefit.
Oh, do you? Oh, right, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay, that's okay.
You
just take the mortal wounds. With
your life.
Gotcha.
So, I'll do the lethal hits that automatically wound.
Uh-huh.
So, I'll go off 5 and 6s.
Okay.
I can reroll hits because you're below half strength. Master of Execution is leading. And I can reroll wounds because you're on an objective Veterans of the Long War.
All right. Oh, it stacked up good then. Go ahead.
Well, I had done until you went through all that.
He's going to grab one here. We're running out of Chaos players. Dave Humphreys, Orcs and Necrons, Tyranids. Okay, yeah, that comes. Threes,
reroll one.
5s and 6s are good. Now I can see some coming through. A chance to go for some more.
No, they are lethal, so...
Yeah, good. Okay, 5 made it through.
This is the reroll.
And there's 3 more. Good. And then just the ones fouled. This is very, very good.
So the wound...
Toughness 4 for us.
So 4s.
Okay.
Rerolling.
Yep. Okay.
So that's the first half.
First half?
Yes.
Okay, right.
4, 6, 8, 10, 12 minus 1.
Yeah, I'll do these now. May as well. It's going to be the sort of simultaneous, pretty much. So, 1 more needed. I'll just grab an Imperial dice, or a Fist dice. -1.
Yep.
So looking for 4s. So we're going to block some, but some have made it through. And then I'm going to take a 6 up, feel no pain. Should block 2. So 3 wounds taken. There's a model that's taken a wound already. And then we'll take another one across here. So we've lost 2. I'll keep them here because we're going to have to fight with them before they're removed. Okay, so the next half.
Yeah.
Okay. Fives and sixes are good.
Yeah. To get these.
Not totally necessary, but they're helpful because they just go straight through.
It says me on the roll for them.
Yeah, that's good. 6 so far.
Are you rolling?
And there's another 1. A couple more hits. Then Mike will try and get the wounds here on 4s. Rerollable. Another 1. Add that to the pile, and that's another
4, 6, 8, 9.
Okay. 4s. Okay, this is a better result here. And then 6s. The feel no pain, that's helped a little bit. But it's enough to slay 2 more models. So we'll take from the end here. 1 and 2. Okay, so that's 4 slain so far.
And then the cursed weapon.
Yes. And you're popping on 5s this one as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. So that goes straight through. 4s, if not 3s. 3s to wound, yeah. Got it.
-2, 1 damage.
5s. Block 2. And then 6s. No, it's enough to slay another model. Mike's killed half of them. Okay. Master of Executions.
Yes. Now here's where I'm going to be. Can they fight in death even if they were not in engagement range?
Mike's pointing something out here, quite interesting. I've removed these models from play. Technically, you're not meant to remove them, meant to leave them there, because you have to figure out if I'm actually able to hit Mike. You know, if I've got models that are engagement range and party moves and so on. We've agreed here that all these Death Company Marines are going to be able to fight. But if there was another scenario where Mike could charge, say, the end of a conga line here, then you have to be careful about which models you take and remove, because they need to make sure that they are actually eligible to fight. But all of that, I've taken these models off. They're all eligible to do their attacks. But here comes the Master of Executions. Does he have enough to wipe the squad?
2, reroll.
It's a strange way of fighting because Mike's success amplifies his own downfall here for the squad.
Reroll.
What do you do? It's a strange situation. He rolls with despair here, knowing
5, -2, 2 damage pop.
Whoa. Block 2. And 2 damage each time. So I have to pair these up. 6s. Yeah. And then the model that stayed alive. Double 6 to keep him alive. No. And then 1 more roll. 6 would be great. Yeah, we do. Okay. So it's going to slay 1. And then put a wound on another. Like so. So I've swapped them around. I've kept that model alive and then removed that one. So 3 Death Company remain. The 7 that have been slain will seek their revenge here. All right, so we're going to make Mike's done his consolidation move. We're going to make our attacks now. 5 slain, 3 attacks each. Didn't charge, didn't get the extra attack. The Death Companies are going to reroll our hit rolls. It's going to be an important enough roll. And we'll commit this to, Blood Angels, Ryan. Here, that's most appropriate. So we're looking for 4s. Thankfully, we have this built-in reroll, which has most certainly helped here. It's doubled the efficiency. Then we're looking for 2s to wound. 2s to wound anyway, and then with a chaplain, that +1. Oh, there's no chaplain, sorry. Just 2s to wound, strength 8. 6s are really good. Right, okay. So, we'll take away those 1s. So first up, because that's mortals, right? So we'll come to those in a moment. So 5 saves of 5+ here, first of all. So we're going to the bodyguard squad. Mike's blocked 3. That's exceptionally good. So it's enough to kill the model that's already got a wound, 2 wounds a time, and slay another legionary. Okay, and then just make sure that wound marker's removed. Okay, and then it's 8 mortal wounds after that, which will be 4 slain models. So we haven't destroyed them. That's that result. I guess there's 3 still to fight. But that does help. It means at least they did get to fight before being removed from place. These ones can be taken off the board, and we'll move on to the next combat. All right, we're going to move on to Obliterators next. They're going to try and smash their way through these Terminators.
Don't really need a dark pact here.
Okay. So you could do like a dark pack and try and go sustained hits on them or something?
Yeah. Okay.
Goes off.
So 4 attacks each. So it'll be a sustained
5+.
No. That'll only be for the shooting for they have the Nurgle keyword.
Right.
So that'll be 6 as just sustained.
Normal 6. Yeah, gotcha. Okay, you get 5+ if it's Chaos Undivided.
So 3s.
Okay, it's bad average come through.
3s.
And all of them. Well done. 5.
-2 damage.
-2 damage. Okay, so it'll take us down to our 4+ invulnerable saves, which we shall make. And we'll ask for help from an Eldar friend, Chris Comiskey here, to try and help keep Terminators alive. And he's obliged slightly, so those have made it through. They're 2 damage a time.
Yeah, one's on a wound.
One's on a wound. They're 4 wound models anyway here because of the... Is that... Storm Shield. Bearer has a wounds characteristic of 4. Yeah. And a 4+ invulnerable save. So that's going to slay. 2 will go through onto him, even though he's taken a wound, and then we'll put 2 onto another model just here. So those 2 gone. Mike's destroyed 2 of them. Okay, so they've done their combat. We then gone to regular units fighting. We go to the first unit, which is the player whose turn it's not, which is myself, and I'll go with the Terminators and Chaplain. We'll fight with those now before the Dark Commune gets a chance to attack. So we'll go with them. Chaplain will put all of his attacks into the Dark Commune, so too will the Terminator you can see on the left-hand side, and the other 2 I've pushed them in with piling, have gone into the Obliterators. Okay, so we'll go with the Chaplain. 5 attacks of him with 2s. All of them. And then 2s to wound the Dark Commune. 3 go through. And these are AP -1. So Mike will take 3 dice and go to invuln saves of 5+.
Yeah. So the Demagogue, whatever it's called. No, dead. The Blessed Blade. Yep.
Okay.
Blessed Blade. Yep.
Well done. All right. Well done. We'll go for 3 attacks of the Terminator on my left-hand side. And he's missed. And I don't think there's much else we can do. No, missed. So Michael remove that single model. And then 2 other Terminators. So it's going to be 6 attacks in 4s. And we've got 4. And then we will need...
Toughness 7.
Toughness 7, right? So it'll be 3s to wound. But we're leading the unit with a Chaplain who'll give them +1 to the wound roll. So we're going to be on 2s. And it's helped. So 4 have made it through. -2, 2 damage.
-2 puts me to a 4 up.
Okay. Obliterators are tough enough. Travis and Jen time. They can go halves each. So 2 for Jen. Blocked both from 5 and 6. And Travis blocked 1. Just 1 goes through. Well done. Obliterators solid. Damage 2.
Puts me down to 3.
Yeah, Obliterators surviving here. Tough enough. Well done. Okay. All right, so we've resolved a few bits off camera. Dark Commune made their attacks, no wounds coming through. This was a charge across it. Micah said he was going to do it, so that tucked in to the Bow Predator, and there's no wounds being caused on either side. So we'll fight with these 3 Death Company next. 9 attacks with these. In 4s. And we shall re-roll. It's helped a little bit. 5 have made it through. 2's to wound. 5 wounds do come through. So 5 saves as roll up 3 for your regular guys, and then and then we're on to the regular, or onto your Master of Executions. So those have all gone through. The Master of Executions is going to take 4 damage. Is that him gone? Mike's checking the data card here.
4 wounds. Yeah.
He's 4 wounds. Any feel no pains? Or anything that can be done to keep him alive? No, he's been destroyed just about there at the end of the fight phase. Alright, so targets cleared across here. We're already on the objective. That's Marfisto's squad and Dylan Moore, the squad leader of the Death Company across there. Good work from them, but that's one of the most vicious close combats I've seen in a long time. Both sides almost deleting each other in the process. Some very nasty combats taking place. All of a sudden, a lot of models have been removed from the table for both sides. Deadly stuff here in this battle. Blood Angels have come off all right across here. The battle is far from won, though. There's dangerous threats still across the board to deal with, so the battle is not going entirely their way for sure. Casualties running high now for both sides. Right, yeah, just to give you a summary here of what's happened. So Mike's picked up points, 5 points of primaries. Behind enemy lines, Mike's starting to cash in on these now. It's 2 points because these count just as 1 unit, so 2 points picked up for a single unit. And then engaged in all fronts. He's starting to see now why the Rhino's pushed over into that table quarter, why the Demon Prince is over here. Mike's got a nice web of units on the board. 4 points picked up for engaged in all fronts, so 11 points to 7. Blood Angels do have a turn in hand. It's their turn to come next. Sadly, we got kicked off this objective, but with this fight here, and this is starting to see now why this was so important to Mike. Blood Angels have cleared the central objective, so they'll hold that one. And then on OC control, objective control, just about with a point, able to hold that objective across here. That's 10 victory points to Blood Angels. So this spreading out idea with multiple units early on in the game has paid off for them to some degree. But the battle will still rage here. It's far from won. We'll go on to turn 2 for the Blood Angels coming up next. Alright, so movement here for Blood Angels. I can't do with all the targets. And I was tempted to abandon Abaddon and just move away with everything, but we're going to go after him here. That might not be wise. We'll see. He's as yet to be destroyed or brought down on the channel at all. No pressure on Mike. So we swung around here. Objective control of 3 and 3, so we cancel each other out. Mike could cut this thing down in close combat, so we'll see. We've moved around anyway. We've paid our CP gained for the Terminators to be able to fall back, shoot and charge. So they pull back for now. I'm going to try and strike first against those Obliterators. Land Raiders spun around and moved across in this direction. It can fire to help across here, or it could fire down at the Demon Prince. There's a number of options available. Staying close combat, we win on objective control, so we'll sit where we are, but we just have to fire into that combat against that Rhino. And then the Death Company, 3 that survived, they jumped across. They're actually downstairs, but just for ease of placing the models, we've put them on top. Then we've jumped across here, trying to create room for multiple units going in. So jumped across here with the Sanguinary Guard and the Captain. So there he is, emerging from the fiery furnace there of the Burning Razorback. And then the Librarian Dreadnought preparing to go in as well. Mike does have 2 CPs. Interrupt play is a possibility in these multiple combats. They're going to come this way. Now, if I attack with one of these units in close combat, Mike can interrupt play and then try and destroy others. So this is not... this could get tricky here for Blood Angels for sure. We've got options alive at least. We'll go on to shooting phase next. So I'm going to go Librarian Dreadnought into here. So we'll fire these Melter Gun first. Andreas Stir for this one. We get our hit. Toughness?
5.
It's 5, isn't it? Yeah, 3 to wound. Does wound. So down to an Invuln save here on a Terminator.
4 up.
4 plus. Blocked. Oh boy. All right, and then we'll go for our Blood Lance attack. So we'll go for the super one here, the hazardous one. Just a single shot though, 6 would be amazing. Which we get. D3 extra hits come through. It's just an extra 1. 2 to wound. Yep, 2 wounds come through. Doing that right? Yeah, strength 12. 8 minus 3. So 2 4 plus invulnerable saves. Mike blocks both. Dice rolling like that, and these Terminators are going nowhere. That's firepower from the Librarian Dreadnought finished. Angelus Bolt Guns, needing 3s. Needing 5s. 2 saves of 2 plus. These won't pose a problem.
You said it out loud?
It caused a wound. Any feel no pains going on with these?
No.
No. All right. One win taken. All right. So pressing on with firepower. As firepower from this, pretty good. Heavy bolters caused some damage, and the picked up a mortal wound across here as well. Mike's got feel no pain, but some wounds came through. He's dropped down to 6 left there with the Demon Prince. Nothing from the chaplain with his combi bolter shot. And now we've declared with the Land Raider, it's firepower. I don't know if we call this out either, but just the one wound caused there. It's going to take ages to bring that rhino down. And then we've declared with this, so we'll press on, and we'll commit this firepower to the last gold level patron, Nate Miller, here. So,
who's one of my tornadoes?
Oh, Nate Miller.
Go ahead.
Fight fire with fire here. Okay, so we've declared a multi-melter shot into here, the multi-melter, which is 2 shots. So we are looking for 3s. So the one comes through. 3s to wound. No. Nate Miller says no. Okay. I just looked at Nate Miller's allegiances here. There's no Imperial stuff. It's all Tau and Xenos. And Chaos is Thousand Sons player, so no, it's not worked across there. Lascan shots across here. Can we try and bring the Demon Prince down? 3 hits do come through. 3s.
Toughness 9.
Here's toughness 9. I think the Lascan's good enough. Strength 12. 3s to win. Just the one comes through. Invon save.
4 up.
No.
And one after that go through, yeah.
Yeah, okay. D6 plus 1 damage. 7. It's alright. It's got feel no pain. 7. 5 pluses. Oh, you're just about alive. Mike's passed 2 and taken 5, right? 1 win left. Boy. Okay, and then this has all been pre-declared here. The heavy bolter we declared into dark commune, so 2 hits. It's 20 links, so you roll the wounds, and 2 come through. AP -1. So 5 plus invulnerable save.
Yeah, sword dude. No.
No, and the last one. No, 2 damage on that one. So I think that's the dark commune gone. That helps us actually for assassination. Okay, firepower complete here across the board. Not too bad for Blood Angels. They've been causing damage. We'll go on to the decider though. This is close combat. This is where it's at. Multiple units here for the Blood Angels. What a fight we've got lined up here. There's a fresh unit, Sanguinary Guard, and their captain. There's a battered Death Company unit, but they can strike hard enough. Also a Librarian Dreadnought in support. And then across here, Chaplain leading the Terminators to see if we can take down the Obliterators. We'll go on to charges next. Alright, so charges taking place. They've all gone ahead as hoped, as planned. So you can see this great Royal Rumble across here. I have to say, it looks about as epic as you could hope for. So a mega fight taking place here. Librarian Dreadnought, what's left of the Death Company squad. The captain and his bodyguard are going in against Abaddon the Despoiler himself and his own Terminator bodyguard. So epic stuff. And then we've got our own combat, or another combat across here. Terminators led by Chaplain Grant going in. They're against the Obliterators, trying to finish those off. So it is a Phoenix Lord Royal Rumble here for those following along. And we've got BPP Wargaming in charge of the Terminators, and then Peter Grant, the Chaplain, across here. And then it's a mega Phoenix Lord bust up. So Chris Comiskey on the Abaddon the Despoiler with Nate Miller bodyguard. And they're taking on Vagabond here with the Sanguinary Guard. The captain, the Paint Lickers Paint Pot, Dylan Moore, and then Mephisto leading the Death Company squad. And then you've got the Librarian Dreadnought as well with Ray Cross getting involved. So it's a mega Phoenix Lord bust up. Don't know how many are going to be left standing after this fight. I've got to choose carefully here. The situation is that our charges have gone ahead. I've got multiple charges. Mike has preserved and kept his 2 CPs. There is an interrupt play available. It could happen over there. It's most likely going to happen down here. Blood Angels need to think carefully about which unit to fight with first, because no doubt Mike's going to interrupt play. Alright, so we've weighed this one up carefully. Obviously going to fight down here first. I'm going to go with the Sanguinary Guard and the Captain. I think it's the most amount of damage that can come from those. The temptation was to go the Dev Company across here with the Thunderhammers. I can try and fish for 6s here. Oath of Moment's been cast onto these Terminators, so I really could try and chew through the wounds with them. But I think Sanguinary Guard, loads of attacks coming through with them, and then also on top of that, there is the Captain there with his own Thunderhammer anyway. So we'll go for that one first of all, and we'll strike with the Sanguinary Guard first. Now I think they're a base of 4 attacks. So taking in Carmine Blades and an extra attack for Blood Angels on the charge. So yeah, 4 attacks, strength 5. Now Blood Angels on the charge, +1 to their strength. So then go up to strength 6. That'll make us 3s to wound with them. Then I'm going to pay. I've got no CP, but I'm going to play Red Rampage for the Captain here for. He's given +1 to the strength characteristic anyway, and then right Sabata once for batter around a unit from your army. This ability can be targeted by a stratagem for 0 CP, even if another unit from your army has already been targeted by the stratagem in this phase. So I'm going to use that now. So yeah, I'm going to play Red Rampage. So +1 to the wound roll for Lance, and then lethal hit 6 will auto wound as well. So just trying to stack up the abilities as much as possible. 25 attacks for the Sanguinary Guard here against these Terminators. 3s. So what we'll do is we can take away the 1s and 2s. These are lethal hits. That's insane. We'll keep those as hits, and then we'll just reroll these ones. So it's all of them. Those go straight through for wounding. And then we'll try and wound on 3s here with the Lance ability. And then we'll re-roll our wounds because of Oath of Moment. I think this is the wise choice going with these. So that's the wounds that have come through. The AP on these are going to cut straight down to the invulnerable save, which is a 4+. They damage 2 each time. There's 5, 10, 15, 20 saves of 4+ to make. Yeah, -2. So 4+ on the armor save or the invulnerable save. It's a huge roll this one.
Yeah.
A lot of wounds. Yeah.
2 damage each, is it?
Yeah.
Somewhere early on, isn't there?
There's 1 on 2 wounds already, yes. It's going to slay 1.
2.
3. And a bit.
So the next.
And 1.
And a bit.
And a bit. So I'm going to remove the wounded model.
And then 3 more.
3 others, and then 2 wounds on another. Mike can choose it. Right, next up's the Captain. This is where we're hoping to try and get some mortal wounds coming through if we can. So he's a base of 5 attacks with the Thunderhammer. Then Blood Angels on the charge for an extra attack. And we're looking for 3s. And it's thankfully rerollable for Oath of Moment. That's all of them. So 2 lethal hits, and I'm going to try and wound here. 6s are great. And then I will roll the fish for 6s. Okay. We'll check that. I don't know if we've done enough to get 2+. We'll check this. It's strength 8. Yeah, no, it's 2. So we've got lance weapons, +1 to wound rolls. So they'll go through. All right. So we have. Let's do this right. These are the wounds, right? Okay. So those come first. Mortals come after. So 5 at -2. 2 damage. 4s are good. Well done. So it slays 1, and then 2 wounds on another. He goes, and then this one. 2 mortals. Slays him, and then mortals do overflow. So 1 wound onto 1 model, like so. So we haven't got through to Baden. I knew it would be hard work to get through to those Terminators. That's how many have been slain, which is a chunk. 4 remain, which can fight. Obviously, it's the whole thing is a unit, so they can fight and the Baden can fight. As to how that's done, Mike can make his decision. But that's the situation we have. Bodyguard being cut down, but still they protect their War Master. Right, Mike's got some shenanigans of his own here. This fight's far from over. We've got base contact here and other models in base contact with him. So the Terminators are going to shift their attacks over into the Death Company. Mike wants them gone. And then Abaddon is going to go into the Librarian Dreadnought with all that he has to try and destroy that model before it gets a chance to strike here. Mike has rolled up for the Dark Pact, which has gone off. He's gained himself a CP. He then spent 2 CP on real hits and wounds.
1 CP on that one.
1 CP on that one, okay. And then the other 2 CP was your interrupt plate. Got it. Yeah. Okay, so we're all good to go. So your entire unit's reroll on hits and wounds?
Yep.
He is fighting fire with fire, yeah? Very, very good. This combat is a grisly, nasty clash here between these two sides. You can sense they absolutely hate each other, these two armies. So much pride at stake. Abaddon is yet to be brought down in one of our games. Right, first up's cursed weapons.
3s, rerolling.
We're into the flow of the game now. Sensing the game has got a nice flow to it at this point.
So, 1, 2 explodings.
All good, yep.
Strength 5.
Toughness 4.
3s.
Wipeouts is the ideal situation for Mike, so we don't get a chance to strike. That raises the question, should I have sent multiple units in? Tough enough.
11 at -2, 1 damage.
Happy enough with that, Mike?
I'll let you know.
We're looking for 5s. I need a really good roll. Yeah, you're alright, you're okay, you're okay. 6 up, feel no pains. Need a miracle. Oh, please, come on. Yes, 1 hammer remains. Mephisto squad fighting away. It's Dylan Moore as well. Sergeant Moore, the squad leader. Oh, no. It's the guy with the bare head and the blonde hair. Sorry, we'll just keep Dylan Moore alive.
3.
Deserves it.
Coming out.
Oh, same target?
Yeah.
Oh.
3s, rerolling.
Oh, we're in trouble.
Oops.
Oh, big trouble. Yeah, Mike's popping on 5s because he's chaos undivided. Toughness 4.
So 2s.
2s, yeah.
Yeah. Rerolling.
-2.
-2, 2 damage.
I need to pass all of these. We passed 3. And then I need 4 6s. Yeah, no, target destroyed. Well done. Close enough, but target gone. That's Phoenix Sword Mephisto removed from play. Good fighting for the Death Company. Excellent work from them. And then Autark here, Dylan Moore removed as well. So next, the big man himself.
I'll be the one.
Chris Comiskey versus Ray Cross. Abaddon versus Dreadnought.
So this is, I'm going to do the Dragium. Devastating wound, so it's 8 attacks.
Can he bring the Dreadnought down?
Hit down to strength 14, -4, 3 damage.
If this Dreadnought survives, it can strike well. The Emperor protects.
Explodes. I don't have much luck with Abaddon or explodings.
What is our toughness? Toughness 9 for your reference.
3s rerolling. Strength 14.
Whoa.
This is what I'm saying. Me and Abaddon.
It's alright, you got the reroll, Mike. You'll be fine.
Oh!
You'll be okay. He's alright. Failed with a couple, but still, it's alright.
2, 4, 6, 7.
7, right, and what is it?
-4.
No, please,
3
no.
damage a pop.
Oh, he's gone. Deadly Demise. No. Oh, Dreadnought. Very cross. Didn't stand a chance against... At least you made it to him. No, even if you did get strike back, it all pours out onto the bodyguard. Oh, the despair of that. We had a chance, but no, Abaddon's still good in 10th edition. God, he is good. Destroying that Dreadnought with ease. The sword. What did you use? The claw or the sword?
The sword.
The sword driven into the heart of the Dreadnought. Oh, man, it'd be able to make an apothecary cry. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Right, so we've already attacked. He's cut down my units that are about to strike. So good play from Mike. Well done. The battle rages across here, and perhaps, dare I say it, is now in Mike's favour. All right, we'll shift across here. Terminator's charging. Pause. Okay. Oh, there's a heap that's failed, but some have made it through. 3's to wound, strength 9. What's your toughness? That's probably 7. Oh no, 3's to wound. And the chaplain's giving us +1 to the wound rolls. We're on 2s. Nice. We've done our bit. 6 saves at -2.
3, 4, 6.
This could be enough.
5's 5 up and 1. What's your minus?
-2. 4 ups. Got them.
Damage.
Damage 2.
Yeah.
How many wounds are they? Are they 5 wound models?
5, yeah.
Right. So you've taken 2. So that absorbed 2.
So absorb 2. And then
4. Yeah, 1.
So,
1 with a wound left. Right, okay, it's down to the chaplain now then. Let's see if he can do it. 6 attacks for him. In 2s. He's got his hits. What a hero, Chaplain Grant. Just to clear this target if we can. +1 to the wound rolls. Right, let's get this right here. Strength 6. Blood Angels on the charge. Strength 7. Your toughness 7.
Yeah.
4's to wound.
3's
3's to wound. No!
1. What's the damage?
Wait. Oh no, he's got something. Wait, Chaplain has the Angel's Shard, Lance, +1 to the wound rolls, 2's to wound. So there's 2 more, and Anti-Chaos 5+. Yeah, right. So we're looking at 3 instead of 1. Boy, it's only minus. What's your starting save?
2.
It is 2s. Right. So you're on -1.
3's.
3s. Gonna pass the ball.
Oh, you said it out loud, didn't you? Oh, yes.
Done it. Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done. God, well done. Didn't quite destroy him. Boy, oh boy. 1 obliterated. 1 wound left remains. Michael strike back, and he can hit back well enough with this thing.
4 attacks, sit on 3's. No, I'll not do a dark pack because I'll probably feel it this time.
Yeah, don't take the risk. 3 hits.
Strength 9. 3's. 2.
2 go through.
-2. 2 damage.
-2. So we'll take in 1 saves of 4+. Which you pass both for the Emperor. Hold the line. Well done. Okay. It's a very crucial result, that one. If I had destroyed that lone obliterator, I could have reached and cleared and taken that home objective from the Chaos Space Marines. So a very, very good result, keeping that one model alive. So that's combat's resolved. The battle still hangs in the balance. Exceptionally dangerous across here for Baden. Remember, you've got the Steam Prince across here as well, but he's seriously wounded. End of turn here and end of battle round. Right, so end of turn. Points coming in. It's been pretty good here for Blood Angels. 10 points for their primaries. And then 12, another 8 points coming through. 12 in total for Assassination. That's been a good one for us. That's the Dark Commune character unit being destroyed. And then also the Master of Executions as well, character model being destroyed. Also, no change for Bring It Down. Just the 1D imprints brought down so far. But that gives us 25 points in total, so 25 points to 11. Blood Angels have got themselves a lead, but as to how long they can sustain that for, we'll have to see. Both sides dwindling in numbers here. Has been horrendous casualties for both armies. We'll go on to turn 3, middle stage of the game for the Black Legion Chaos Space Marines. All right, so Mike's movement done, quite swift now. The game's cut right down. It's all about board control, objective control. Yet again, it's sort of flowing over from 9th edition. It's objective control, counting up the numbers here. Blood Angels still in control of this. Objective control, we have that one. Mike's jumped across here to fight for this one here. Close combat continues. Mike continues to hold this objective across here. So he's going to pick up 5 points for the control of the home objective. It's a sticky objective. So it's carried on since the cultists were removed from play. So movement done. A little bit of shooting to do. There's something else to point out here. Pull back, shoot and charge.
Yeah, paid a CP for unnatural swiftness.
Right, fine. Okay. Shooting phase next. Okay, so shooting across here, firepower for the imprints, took off 2 wounds from the bow predator. The turret will follow you around. The firepower across here, particularly good. All sorts of combinations going on here, but 2 sanguinary guard brought down, and then a Baden sniped out and picked off the scout with a heavy bolter. Chaos here, just systematically removing Blood Angels models from play. We're going to charges next. Alright, so all according to plan. Going in against the Bow Predator with the Doom Prince, and then going here, shifting left with Mike's charge to get as many models onto the objective as possible. So, numbers dwindling here. This fight is now in the favour of Mike's Black Legion. We'll go on to combat resolution next.
CP. Reroll everything.
Wow. Dark Pacting? No.
Thought I already had. Yeah, it goes off. So, sustained. Sustained, yes.
5 pluses for Chaos Undivided.
Power Fist.
He's going to start with the Terminators first.
Rerolling.
Add an extra 1 in, yeah. Nice.
2's the one. Strength 8.
There it is, yeah. Oh, hold it right there. No, it'd be 3's to wound with -1 to the wound roll.
Oh.
All good anyway. That's okay. Yeah, there's some built-in rules for Sanguinary Guard, Angelic Visage, -1 to hit roll, and then whilst the Warlord is leading this unit, it's -1 to the wound roll as well for Heirs of a Cadian.
4 -2, 2 damage. Pop.
4 ups. They're dead. Well, that's my bodyguard gone. They didn't they didn't last too long. And Sanguinary Guard, they're expensive in points. I think a 10-man squad's like 400 points. It's a bit strange. That's exactly correct now. So we're now down to all your attacks coming through against the captain himself. He doesn't really stand too much of a chance. He's taller than everybody else because he's jumping up in the air, but that's about the only advantage that he has. This is now your...
Just the accursed weapons.
Oh boy.
3's. Rerolling.
He would insult us by not even rolling for a Baden here. It's just going to use the bodyguard to bring the captain down. Fight me fairly, he cries to the Warmaster.
I'm expecting the tank them. Strength 5.
Strength 5, toughness 4.
3's.
3's to wound. Are you re-rolling stuff?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Right, it's a heap of saves.
12.
Okay.
-2, 1 damage.
Four plus the vulnerable save. And that's the end of the captain. We have a relic shield, which gives us an extra wound. That's it. Captain's gone. Lazarus slain by the bodyguard. Not even a Baden there needing to get involved there. His disciples doing his bidding and bringing the angel crashing down. Oh dear, history never repeats, but as it's said, it often rhymes, and we've seen it's an angel here brought down by a Baden, the despoiler himself. Oh dear, objective cleared with grim style and finesse here by the Black Legion. Well done. Next combat is the Doom Prince. So 1 wound left, but he's going to...
Well, I'm 4 up because there's only 1 wound left. Take a mortal wound. There you go. It says at each time it ends a charge. What? Select one enemy unit within engagement range.
I do.
No, I do.
You do?
Roll a d6 for each model. Each of this model's remaining wounds. For each 4+, the unit suffers 1 mortal wound to a maximum of 6. So if I have 10 wounds, I roll 10d6 for every 4.
Sorry, you're trying to inflict them on me?
Yeah. With the
I thought you were trying to inflict it on yourself. I thought you...
No.
Okay. Right, so I take 1 mortal wound, right? Drop down to 8. They're pretty good Doom Princes. From what we've seen, they're dangerous enough.
He's past his leadership as well, so...
There's no damage bracket for you or anything, is there? You're just fighting normally. Yeah, brilliant. Well done. So the Dark Pack's gone off. Mike's sitting on 2s.
5 and 6s explode.
Oh, 2 miss. 1 pops, yep. Toughness 10.
Strength 8. So 5s.
5's to wound.
Just the 1.
Yep.
-2, 3 damage.
Not blocked. So 3 damage, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Dropping down to 5. We survive. Okay. All right, so that's that one done. And then we pick it's regular combats, so then we go on to, it's the player's turn, it's not, so I'm going to fight first with the Terminators across the other side. So we've resolved that off camera, that combat, Obliterator's been destroyed. We've then been able to, because you're allowed to push onto an objective, so we've done that, and then taken away the sticky objectives. That's now ours. So Mike said objectives have been exchanged here. So we've seen the Blood Angels capture that one eventually, and then Abaddon clearing the home objective for the Blood Angels. And across here made some attacks, but no impact, no damage being caused against the Demon Prince. Okay, so turn 3 comes to an end here for the Black Legion. Right, so calculated points coming through. Mike picked up 2 more for engaging all fronts behind enemy lines, another 2 being picked up, and then 5 points for Mike's primaries. So 20 points to 25. The scoreline is tight enough. Neither side willing to let go of this game at this stage. So we'll finish at this point. We'll go on to turn 3. Blood Angels have got a turn in hand. They're 5 points ahead. They're about to pick up 10 points for primaries as well. So that spread across the board and keeping units alive has really helped them in this game. It could be the case that we deal with stuff across here and then just leave Abaddon abandoned on the Blood Angels' home objective. As insulting as that is to lose that one to the Forces of Chaos, if Blood Angels maintain board control, then they might be able to see the game through to victory. But we'll go on to their turn 3 next. All right, so turn 3 is Blood Angels, trying to play tactically, trying to see the game through. Might have to concede the fact that we, yet again, cannot bring Abaddon down. And next time. But not this time around. Staying close to combat, going to shoot in. Failed Battle Shock, though. Still, thankfully, held enough objectives to pick up the 10 victory points, 2 lots of 5. Terminators and Chaplain, we've left them where they are on the objective. They're going to go for the raising the objective to burn it out, to pick up 10 victory points. There, Mike may end up doing the same across here. Then across here, over the moment onto this run, I want to just try and destroy it. I've backed out close combat as well with the Bow Predator to enable the Land Raider to try and take it down. That's the plan. So we'll go on to shooting phase next. All right, so end of battle round turn 3. We're happy enough to call the game at this stage. We've taken a look at the option to go for gambits. You have to go for it at the end of battle round 3, and then players make a decision whether to go for it or not. For each of the 3 gambits that you could take, the maximum score, they're all worth 30 victory points each, which is certainly a tasty amount of victory points for sure. So we theorised here, if Mike went ahead with that and managed to achieve it just theoretically, his 20 points, he'd add 30 to that, takes him to 50 in total. Blood Angels, though, sitting on 45 with 2 turns in hand, they would comfortably be able to bypass that. So a gambit, as tasty and as worthwhile as it is, wouldn't be enough in this situation. Blood Angels have too much board control, too many points already scored, and enough points would flow in if they stick to their mission. So extra points came in, 10 points for primaries. Assassinate went to 16 in total, and each of our fixed secondaries you can go up to 20 points coming through, and then bring it down for the destruction of the Rhino, the Demon Prince, another 3 points for each of those, so taking us to 45 in total. So Blood Angels have themselves a victory, but the War Master eludes them, as he has done every other army that's taken on the Black Legion. So survival here for the War Master. So some might argue we could carry on and try and go after him, but we'll save it for another time. We'll try and bring him down in more of a noble approach here and take him on in close combat and try and finally bring the War Master down. Mike's saying he's got different options he can go for. There's bodyguard that remain, and so I don't think we could bring enough firepower. Basically, I'd have to try and use 2 Bow Predators to go after the War Master. I don't think that's going to happen in the space of 2 turns. So we'll leave it as it is. Blood Angels, though, they can rejoice. They have themselves a victory. Oh, the cost. The damage that we've taken. Captain fallen. Number of units utterly destroyed. Carnage across here. But Blood Angels spread out immediately, grabbing objectives. We talked about the different types of units you need for games of 10th edition. For board control, and it's those units that we talked about that really have made the difference. So 2 Bow Predators anchoring flank objectives. It's not very high impact units, But there's durability of vehicles now, and they've swung around, provided a bit of firepower support, and stuck it out on objectives, so both have done very well. And then that surge through the centre of the board there with the Land Raider and the Terminators, good work from them. And other units joining in, and then also having to turn around and deal with the Black Legion across here. Blood Angels, they've made a comeback here. This is a first-spawn army, and they've performed well enough. We'll talk about units of the game for both sides. Alright, so units of the game for both sides. Difficult choice, the Blood Angels. Plenty of honourable mentions. Hard to make a final decision. Mike said the Terminators in a bad combination. Utterly solid. And yet again are unable to defeat them and bring them down. So an easy enough choice for Mike. For the Blood Angels, honourable mention to the Bell Predators. Good hard work from them. Good work from Peter Grant and the Assault Terminators. Death Company, they were fun to watch. The damage potential of those with Oath of Moments, horrendous. I'm actually going to give it to the Land Raider. Solid and dependable. It now has a real good function where you can move it up the board, disembark and send units in. It helped with that turn 1 surge straight through the heart of the Black Legion army. So I'm going to give it to the Land Raider for... It's not often you give it to vehicles. Some change since 9th edition. But Land Raider, good hard work, solid unit. Decent enough firepower as well. It's well equipped and able to deliver close combat units effectively into close combat as well. And really it was that turn 1 aggression from the Blood Angels that cleared a number of units, grabbed objectives and then set them up well for the rest of the battle. That's the game. I'll call out silver level Patreons. It's Gilliman's Golden Boy, Jason Martinez, Marcus Olsen, Ross Caldwell, William Schwar, Zachary Lee, Zachary Lyons, Justin Haig. Big thanks to them for their support at silver level on Patreon. So, good game, Mike. Mike says he's going to go away. It's not entirely back to the drawing board, but lessons certainly. You can theorise, read your index cards, read the rule book, but it's the games that you play is where you really pick up the battlefield experience. You see the dynamics, see units working, what works, what doesn't work. So both of us will go away from this with some real good information being harvested here of how to put armies together for both of these two factions. Promising signs for both sides. But in this particular battle, it's the Imperium that's triumphs, and for once, the Blood Angels have got themselves a notable victory, and yet the War Master eludes them yet again. Where's he gone? Oh, Mike's taking him off. Mike's packed up. Teleported away. Yeah, good ending, eh? War Master's gone.
What he needed.
Back to fight another day. He shouts, "I'll be back," across the battlefield here, and swears his revenge against the Blood Angels. Thanks for watching. Tune in next time.